Other people are reborn with cheats, but this protagonist isn't quite the same. He became someone else's cheat. Meng Fei Qui woke up from his sleep. What's going on? Wasn't I just playing games at home? What? How did I suddenly become like this? He looked at his current appearance, bewildered. Meng Fei Qui was originally a young man engrossed in online games. As a result of playing one game, he stayed up late for 2 weeks straight. He then opened his eyes and became this slender figure in a dragon costume. He was shifting and turning goods. A young girl walked over. Suddenly, a voice echoed in his mind. System has detected the destined character. Preparing to activate, he looked at the attribute panel that appeared in front of him. The small avatar inside was surprisingly the girl outside in the dragon costume. He then realized that he had transmigrated into the game. As he was contemplating, the system's voice came again. Please quickly establish a connection with the destined character, otherwise the system cannot activate and will initiate self-destruct mode. Establish a connection with her. How am I supposed to do that? The girl finished watering the evening primroses and then left. As the girl's voice faded, the system alerted. Destined character is leaving. Self-destruct mode will initiate upon exceeding the designated range. Meng Fei Qui panicked and shouted out. Pretty sister outside, come here for a second. The girl heard someone calling her. Turning around, she discovered that it was the slender figure in the dragon costume. Hey, you little thing can actually talk. Never mind those details, I have something to discuss with you. And so, Meng Fei Qui began his coaxing. I see you possess exceptional talent, once in a millennium cultivation genius. It's fate that we met. I intend to bestow upon you a great opportunity, a stroke of immense fortune, a stroke of fortune. Let me think. Is it like that? As long as I save you, you'll give me something. A peerless cultivation technique or a rare treasure, something like that. Yes, yes, yes. Pretty sister, you're so smart, then can you let me out first? Meng Fei Qui hurriedly followed up. The girl's response was a single word. No, you're already the 14th one to try and trick me this year. You ghost in a dragon suit, I won't believe you. She added that senior brother Li had specifically requested her as a refining material. Seeing his pitiful state, the girl, wanting to spare him some suffering, took out a bottle of medicine and said, this bottle of medicine is what I prepared for myself. Perhaps it will be of use to you. After saying that, she walked away. This is bad. Meng Fei Qui stood there dejectedly. Detecting connection with destined character has progress reached. The system's prompt arrived. As the girl stepped out of the courtyard, she encountered the steward, who immediately questioned her. Bu Fengyang, how dare you? Yesterday, senior brother Li summoned you. Why didn't you go? Disciple has been rather busy lately, so she thought she could get away with this excuse, knowing that senior brother Li only saw her as a plaything. But the steward continued his reprimand. What future do you have as an outer disciple? It's better to be realistic and submit to senior brother Li. Bu Fengyang could only repeatedly refuse. If soft tactics don't work, then well use force. The steward raised his hand and struck Bu Fengyang fiercely. Bu Fengyang knew she was no match for him. The poison she had intended to use for suicide, she had given to the slender figure in the dragon suit. The steward attacked again, just when she was at her wit's end. A voice echoed, step forward 3, break the stance, evade, advance, horizontal slash. Following the unknown voice's instructions, Bu Fengyang managed to subdue the steward. Sensing something amiss, the steward dropped his hostility and left. Which senior helped me? Could you reveal yourself? Bu Fengyang asked earnestly. Sister, it's only been a short while, and you've already forgotten my voice. At this moment, Meng Fei Qui, still in the dragon suit, appeared before her. Can you believe it? Transmigrated to another world, and I have a beautiful sister asking me to bathe with her. Meng Fei Qui. I played games for 2 days straight, and transmigrated to this world. Bu Fengyang, shocked to see me in a soul-like state, hurriedly asked, how is this possible? I told her I had consumed the poison she had given me. Bu Fengyang was startled. To ease her worries, I explained that it was a secret technique of mine. In reality, it was a skill granted by the system, immunity to all poisons. Activated after consuming poison, it allows me to treat poison as food. Seeing I was fine, she wiped away her tears and opened the locked cage, urging me to quickly leave this place. What about you? I asked seriously. She said she had offended senior brother Li, and neither of us could escape. Staying behind would buy me time to flee. With the system, my cheat, am I still afraid of some senior brother Li? So I comforted her, no need to fear him. Just trust me. Meanwhile, that senior brother Li was fuming. He hadn't expected Bu Fengyang to defy his orders. The woman beside him fanned the flames, whispering about Bu Fengyang's defiance. But this senior brother Li seemed to be a pervert, taking particular pleasure in Bu Fengyang's rebellious nature. Since she wouldn't come to him, he would go to her himself. In a small hut in the mountains, Bu Fengyan's secret dwelling, I lay on the bed. This girl's figure is simply too enticing. At this time, I remembered there were still many new quests in the system. Opening it, I discovered my main quest was actually to prevent the descent of the Netherworld heavenly calamity. The demonic invasion, the descent of the Netherworld, and even the devil god's emergence were just the tip of the iceberg compared to the Netherworld heavenly calamity. No, this is too terrifying. I must find a way to survive. Little dragon, I've prepared bath water for you. Come, sister will bathe you. Bu Fengyang walked over, a gentle smile gracing her face. This pure and innocent scene was almost too much to bear. I almost lost control. I, Meng Fei Qui, transmigrated and am now comfortably strolling around. And there's a girl beside me. Someone asked, why not make a move? I don't believe he's just a slender figure. Looking at Bu Fengyan's worried expression, I couldn't help but ask, what are you thinking about? It turned out she was worried about senior brother Li, because her current strength was too weak. Senior brother Li was 2 full realms above her. Looking at Bu Fengyan's attribute panel, I thought, with her aptitude, if she had a high-grade cultivation technique, she could quickly improve. Too bad the system hadn't given me any higher grade techniques yet. I had to think of another way. After the bath, I asked Bu Fengyang to demonstrate what she had learned so far. The only cultivation technique she could currently learn was the yellow-grade windward art, but through some guidance, she could still achieve rapid improvement. After my instruction, Bu Fengyang did make some progress. We were celebrating, when a puff of poison suddenly drifted in. I quickly instructed Fengyang to hold her breath. At the door, senior brother Li stood there. He had released the poison just now. Based on Bu Fengyan's condition, he believed she had already collapsed. He was about to barge in and force himself on her, but when he opened the door, he found that Bu Fengyang hadn't collapsed, and was currently holding a sword, pointing it towards him. Senior brother Li hastily snatched the sword, and then drew his own blade, charging forward. Bu Fengyang instinctively raised her sword, blocking the incoming attack with a horizontal parry. Then, using the move Crescent Moon Rising, she accurately targeted senior brother Li's joints. This was Bu Fengyan's first time using swordsmanship. Senior brother Li slashed with his blade. Bu Fengyan's veil was cut, revealing the lower part of her face. Bu Fengyang was instantly affected. I looked at Bu Fengyan's attribute panel. Poisoned by the Netherworld poison. If the antidote isn't administered, the character will lose consciousness in seconds, and their blood will boil and explode in seconds. The girl has been poisoned, and the perverted senior brother Li is relentlessly pressing his attack. How to break this situation? Seeing Bu Fengyan's weakened state, senior brother Li intensified his offensive, unleashing a fiery sea palm strike towards Bu Fengyang. Even with all her strength, Bu Fengyang could only barely block it. Immediately followed by a swift kick, Bu Fengyang was forced into retreat, her body burning from the poison. Seeing that Bu Fengyang was about to collapse, I frantically searched for a solution. Senior brother Li looked at Bu Fengyang lewdly. If you don't obey me, you'll. He then followed up with a ground-shaking saber strike. Bu Fengyang collapsed, bleeding. Seeing senior brother Li raising his saber for the final blow, I temporarily used my body to forcibly block the strike, injuring myself in the process. Seeing Bu Fengyang still trying to resist, the perverted Li became even more excited. You still want to resist? Never mind, it wouldn't be fun if you just obediently submitted. I struggled to get up and quickly comforted Bu Fengyang. Don't be impulsive. From now on, listen to me carefully. Sideways step, down. At that moment, as if possessed by a cheat, Bu Fengyang dodged the incoming attack. Another crescent moon rising interrupted the opponent's move. Actually, this was my innate ability as a cheat. I could sense minute changes in advance and react quickly. Senior brother Li, seeing that he couldn't even defeat a mere outer disciple, became enraged. Dodge 3, retreat 2, then following my instructions, Bu Fengyang completely evaded the incoming attacks, and even took the initiative to attack. Don't underestimate me. Senior brother Li unleashed a powerful attack, mountain-splitting saber, aimed directly at her. Bu Fengyang matched force with force. Just as the poison in her body was about to erupt, she unleashed her strongest technique. Return. Crescent Moon's deadly sin landed squarely on Li's chest. Blood splattered everywhere. The perverted senior brother Li was pinned to the floor, instantly killed. Just when I thought the trouble was finally over, after defeating the small fry, the big boss showed up. Just as senior brother Li died, the alarm bell within the sect rang. Bu Fengyang immediately said to me, we need to leave quickly. It turned out that every inner disciple had a life lamp. Upon death, the lamp would be extinguished. The life lamps also contain a tracking formation that roughly shows the owner's location. I'm afraid they'll find us soon. At this moment, a dark shadow flashed in the distance. Elder Feng is here. Feng Bohua, senior brother Li's master, appeared before the hut. Where are the murderers? By this time, we had already left the sect, leaving only senior brother Li's corpse pinned to the floor. Seeing his disciple's miserable state, Feng instantly flew into a rage. With a roar, the hut before him was reduced to rubble. Spread out and search. A disciple came to report, senior brother Li came to the sect today specifically to discipline an outer disciple. How could he have been defeated by an outer disciple? Feng Bo was suspected, Bu Fengyang must have colluded with outsiders to harm my disciple. He immediately ordered, all divine martial sect disciples, pursue the murderer. Leave no one alive. He even offered spirit stones and treasures to encourage participation. Under such a hefty reward, countless disciples joined the search. In the forest below the mountain, a group of disciples searched for Bu Fengyang. Some thought that Bu Fengyang had already escaped. Unexpectedly, when a disciple pushed aside a patch of glowing moss, he discovered Bu Fengyang. She's actually hiding nearby. We're rich. Instantly, a group of people swarmed forward for the reward. Bu Fengyang raised her sword, looking at the group of inner disciples. Bu Fengyang was also ready. The battle began. What is a cheat? It means effortlessly defeating opponents beyond your level. Under my guidance, Bu Fengyang easily dealt with those so-called inner disciples. As the system, I knew this was the effect of the new function. All the techniques and moves that Bu Fengyang learned would be displayed here. Therefore, I could directly use any cultivation techniques she learned from me. I could even optimize and improve them, deducing the most effective combat strategies. Bu Fengyang, this character with protagonist level luck, had a breakthrough in her cultivation right after the battle ended. I was sharing combat experience with Bu Fengyang. When footsteps interrupted us, an elder appeared before us. Bu Fengyang recognized him as Elder Ling, an inner sect elder responsible for supervising disciple training. He was quite powerful himself. More importantly, he was very close with Elder Feng, senior brother Li's master. Elder Ling drew his weapon, his entire demeanor transforming. Without a word, he swung his sword. I heard there was a promising talent among the outer disciples. I thought she would be remarkable. Turns out she's nothing special. At this moment, a deep wound appeared on Bu Fengyang's left arm. Bu Fengyang consoled herself, I was just momentarily distracted and didn't perform well. Having just had a breakthrough, she didn't want to die here. Looking at the elder before me, I fell into deep thought. This person wasn't someone she could handle just by performing well. As long as there's talent, a cheat will always lend a hand. Meanwhile, within the inner sect, disciples reported to Elder Feng about Elder Ling's fight with Bu Fengyang. In the forest below the mountain, the battle continued. Bu Fengyang, using only basic swordsmanship, struggled to defend against the relentless attacks. After a fierce exchange, Elder Ling couldn't help but admire Bu Fengyang's swordsmanship. He also noticed that her cultivation had just recently improved. To have a breakthrough during actual combat demonstrated exceptional talent and mental fortitude. This made Elder Ling even more suspicious. Was Bu Fengyang colluding with outsiders to harm the divine martial sect? Bu Fengyang tried to explain that senior brother Li had tried to force himself on her, and she had only acted in self-defense. Elder Ling interrupted her explanation with another sword attack. At this moment, I seemed to have noticed something. Elder Ling continued his assault, even using the inner sect technique, Thousand Heart Sword. Facing such an onslaught, Bu Fengyang had no chance to counterattack. She was forced into retreat, seemingly losing her will to fight. I immediately reminded her, focus, carefully observe his moves. This is a good opportunity to learn inner sect techniques. Bu Fengyang regained her fighting spirit. So fast to discover it. Actually, Elder Ling was intentionally teaching her. Indeed, just now, as the system, I discovered a quest to give Bu Fengyang a special trial. Although Elder Ling appeared hostile, he actually intended to teach Bu Fengyang some inner sect techniques. Despite his stern exterior, Elder Ling held no malice towards Bu Fengyang. After a few exchanges, Bu Fengyang had a realization and used the inner sect technique Elder Ling had just used against him. Elder Ling was quite surprised. That's the technique I just used. Although the power is much weaker, to be able to grasp it in such a short time, while under so much pressure, her insight and aptitude surpass of disciples. Bu Fengyang finally understood. If she observed carefully, Elder Ling's moves seemed to have a pattern. From this moment on, the protagonist's growth truly began. After Bu Fengyang learned the technique, the system issued a corresponding reward. She completely mastered the Thousand Heart Sword technique. She also gained a special skill for the protagonist, Purifying Heart. At this time, Elder Feng arrived. Elder Ling, why are you wasting your time on a mere outer disciple? Just as Bu Fengyang was worried, the sect leader also arrived and ordered everyone to stop. Elder Feng, being an elder, questioned the sect leader, stop. What do you mean stop? This woman colluded with outsiders and murdered my disciple. She deserves to die. The sect leader simply explained, there are still many uncertainties surrounding Li Tianheng's death. It requires a thorough investigation. In taking this disciple away, Feng Bohua insisted on his stance, no need to trouble the sect leader. You'll take her. Thus, the two began a standoff. I thought the Divine Martial Sect was a respectable sect, but I didn't expect a group of high-ranking figures to gang up on a single outer disciple. A sudden explosion interrupted the standoff. I, the cheat, stepped forward. After a surge of spiritual energy, I transformed into human form. This was the protagonist's exclusive skill, transformation, maintained by consuming spiritual energy. A talking dragon. Feng Bohua was stunned. Who are you? Even your founding ancestor, Kai Wu Zun, wouldn't dare speak to me like this. Who do you think you are, yelling at me? I retorted calmly, playing tricks. You're courting death. Feng Bohua instantly charged forward, throwing a punch. I casually picked up a sword from the ground, and blocked Feng Bohua's attack. A single 1,000-heart sword sent the surrounding disciples flying. I can't believe the descendants of Fang Yu have cultivated his techniques to such a pathetic state. The great Divine Martial Sect will likely crumble in your hands, I mocked. The people of the Divine Martial Sect were speechless. Greetings, Senior. I am Fang Jing, descendant of Fang Yu. At this moment, the sect leader finally spoke. This sly old fox. He suspects that Elder Feng has a more powerful backing. I was invited into the inner sect. Bu Fengyang was shocked. This is the inner sect's core area. I never thought an outer disciple like me would have the chance to come in. Because of me, the sect leader even invited Bu Fengyang to sit beside him. The other inner disciples looked on with a mixture of envy and resentment. Sect leader Fang, are you a descendant of Fang Yu? I casually asked. I wouldn't dare. I just happen to share the same surname, Fang Jing replied cautiously. Senior, why have you graced our sect with your presence? Fang Jing continued to inquire. Based on the original host's memories, this cheat was too weak and was captured by the Divine Martial Sect. Of course, I couldn't reveal this truth. Looking at their expectant faces, I calmly replied, to be honest, I encountered some problems during my cultivation. I heard that this sect was founded by Fang Yu, so I came to borrow a place to recuperate. Who knew? I glanced at Feng Bohua. Feng Bohua immediately lowered his head and apologized. It was all Li Tianheng's fault. He offended Senior without knowing your identity. Please forgive us. I displayed the magnanimity of a senior, forget it. I've already taught Li Tianheng a lesson. Let's put this matter aside. The sect leader, noticing Bu Fengyang beside me, praised her. Fengyang is truly fortunate to receive personal guidance from Senior. Her cultivation must have improved greatly. It's mainly because Fengyang is exceptionally talented. I saw her potential. After this declaration, the sect leader invited me to stay and recuperate. All right, then I won't decline before I could finish. I transformed back into the dragon suit due to insufficient spiritual energy. The sect leader immediately ordered disciples to arrange accommodation. Back in the room, a disciple reported the arrangements to the sect leader. After the disciple left, the sect leader said towards the room, thanks to Elder Ling for buying me time and opportunity today. Being able to keep Senior within our sect will greatly benefit us. At this moment, Elder Ling appeared in the room. It turned out that Elder Ling and the sect leader were in cahoots. After giving instructions to Elder Ling to keep an eye on Feng Bohua, a disciple's scream came from outside. Elder Ling was about to go and check, when the door was blasted open. A figure appeared, its voice preceding it. Ling Ji Yu, I didn't expect you, a dog wagging its tail before me, to betray me. Feng Bohua appeared at the doorway. A figure appeared beside Feng Bohua. The interface flickered, and behind him stood a demon. The protagonist has become a cheat, slaying monsters like cutting vegetables. After 2 days in this world, I can finally sleep comfortably in bed. I was lying comfortably in bed, when suddenly, a crack appeared on the wall behind me. With a loud crash, a demon, holding a corrupted blade and covered in blood, appeared before me. Judging from its markings, it was an elite demon. Bu Fengyang, hearing the commotion, rushed over, attempting to repel the demon. But after a few exchanges, she was forced back, one weaker than the next. There's no point in occupying such a pathetic sect. Just kill them all, the demon said, looking at Bu Fengyang. Next, a sword beam struck the demon. I transformed into human form, standing in front of Bu Fengyang. An early game elite demon can be easily killed with basic techniques. With the 1,000-heart sword I've learned, it should be even easier. What nonsense are you spouting? The demon charged forward, unleashing its ultimate move, Ghostly Wind Blade. Although this ultimate move was powerful, and being hit by it would result in either death or severe injury, its weakness was equally obvious. It couldn't change direction mid-flight. While the demon was casting, I unleashed 1,000-heart sword, instantly killing it with a single strike. What happens when the protagonist transmigrates into the game he was playing and becomes a cheat? Let's find out. In another part of the sect, the demonic invasion continued. Casualties had already occurred. A disciple, holding his sword shakily, said to the demon, "Don't come any closer." The demon simply leaped towards him. Just as it was about to strike, the demon in midair was suddenly dismembered. A group of disciples appeared beside the trembling disciple. At this moment, another explosion occurred at the sect leader's residence. As the smoke cleared, it seemed they were at a disadvantage. With such pathetic talent, you're worthy of being sect leader. Putting the divine martial sect in your hands is a joke. Feng Bohua said to the sect leader, full of resentment. Yes, my talent is lacking. I've failed to lead the sect to prosperity, the sect leader said remorsefully. Then he shouted at Feng Bohua, but even if we die, we will never collude with the demons. Don't forget, the previous sect leader, and the two before him, all died at the hands of the demons. Before the sect leader could finish, a blade pierced through his chest from behind. The sect leader collapsed. Elder Ling, enraged, attacked the demon, but was repelled with a single strike. He then realized he was no match for it. Thousand Heart Sword, swift as fire, unpredictable movements. I shouted to Elder Ling. Elder Ling flashed, dodging the demon's attack. He then followed up with a strike, inflicting significant damage. Thousand Heart Sword, white cloud ascending, dawn breaking, eternal night descending. I continued instructing. Elder Ling's continuous attacks restrained the demon. A sound of flesh being pierced echoed. Bu Fengyang successfully killed the demon. Twist and turns. Bu Fengyang became the Divine Martial Sect's leader. After a night of fighting, the Divine Martial Sect was in ruins. Bu Fengyang stood hesitantly at the door. Finally, she resolved herself and pushed it open. It turned out that due to the previous sect leader's death, Elder Ling had recommended Bu Fengyang as the new sect leader. This just so happened to unlock a new function for me. Elder Ling said, though Bu Fengyang's talent was exceptional, and she had personally avenged the former sect leader, no one objected to her taking this position. But Bu Fengyang knew clearly that everyone agreed to her becoming sect leader mainly because of me. At this time, a disciple came to report that more disciples were leaving the sect. Elder Ling knew they were scared. Because Feng Bohua, the traitor, had escaped during the chaos and was still at large. If he colluded with the demons and attacked again, they would be hard-pressed to defend themselves. Hearing this, everyone felt uneasy. Fengyang has become the sect leader, and I haven't given a congratulatory gift yet. Saying this, I took out a scroll and handed it to Bu Fengyang. Bu Fengyang opened it. Saintly Origin Extreme Formation. This looks to be at least a profound grade protective formation. Elder Ling was also surprised. It's Earth grade, I corrected. Even higher than profound grade. Bu Fengyang was astonished. Actually, this protective formation was a reward from the system's achievement system after I completed a task. Unfortunately, the sect lacked the materials to set up the formation. Elder Ling immediately volunteered and asked her to order people to gather the materials from the nearest Yangzheng Pavilion. Yangzheng Pavilion. 2 Divine Martial Sect disciples, accompanied by me, walked in. At this moment, a formation master came over and asked, "Who are you? What brings you here?" "We are disciples of the Divine Martial Sect. We'd like to purchase some formation materials." The formation master, upon hearing Divine Martial Sect, scoffed and said, "Divine Martial Sect? That small sect near Broken Sword Town. Go get a number and wait your turn." The disciple couldn't help but complain, "This guy is way too arrogant." Formation masters were in high demand, so they often acted superior. At this time, a pair of siblings were being driven out of the pavilion. The younger brother tried to explain, "That's impossible. How could this be? Sister tested this formation at home. It worked perfectly." The formation master who had expelled them lectured, "That's a formation left by a senior expert. Your sister isn't even an apprentice formation master. How dare you tamper with it?" The younger brother pleaded with the formation master to give them another chance. The impatient formation master raised his hand to strike them, but we stopped him. At this moment, a prompt appeared on my system panel. Destined character discovered. The protagonist stumbles upon a genius formation master while shopping. The surrounding people gathered, asking what had happened. Someone explained with a hint of mockery, "A girl from who knows where wants to become a formation master." She even boasted that she improved the Kai Huazanshi formation. Even the seniors in the pavilion wouldn't dare modify that formation. Who does she think she is? As everyone was gossiping, Formation Master Shu, in charge of the pavilion, walked over. Looking at his appearance, I thought to myself, this guy looks tough. I might have a hard time recruiting him, but his expression softened as he introduced himself amicably. "Fellow Taoists, I am Formation Master Shu Bo. May I ask what happened here?" Hearing this, everyone was stunned. Formation Master Shu, from the main Yangzheng Pavilion, was always aloof. Why was he being so polite to them? Shu Bo thought to himself, "You bunch of country bumpkins." He then recalled his own past humiliation. Back then, I was an elite formation master in the main pavilion, arrogant and looking down on ordinary people. One day, a young man came to the pavilion and declared he wanted to become an elite formation master directly. I, the one in charge of reception, not only refused him but also mocked his arrogance. Who knew that young man was truly capable? He modified 2 high-level formations on the spot, stunning everyone present. The young man gained the recognition of the Pavilion Master and was directly promoted to Elite Formation Master. I, on the other hand, was demoted to this remote pavilion for offending him. Since then, I have practiced humility and no longer make the same mistake. He dispersed the onlookers and brought us inside the pavilion to examine the formation. The siblings tried to activate the formation again, but it still didn't work. Formation Master Shu could see that the modifications to the formation made no logical sense. Only I saw the key. I explained the problem to Xiao Yu, the older sister, and had her voice it. It turned out to be an issue with the materials. The material they used at home was unrefined spirit jade. However, the spirit jade in Yangzheng Pavilion was highly refined and pure. Because of this, the formation lacked some crucial materials. We then suggested adding some different impurities to the refined spirit jade. The formation finally activated. The younger brother cheered, "Sister, you finally became a formation master." But before he could finish, he fainted. The boy we encountered is actually a major boss. Inside the Yangzheng Pavilion, everyone discussed, should we ask Elder Dai to take a look? Someone suggested, wait. He doesn't seem to be sick. I transformed into human form and approached the boy. To examine him better, I asked Formation Master Shu to arrange a room. Inside the room, on the boy's chest, a crimson mark emanated a black aura. I recognized it as a sign of demonic corruption, and the pattern looked familiar. It reminded me of someone. I turned to his worried sister and asked, "What's your brother's name?" Her answer confirmed my suspicion. This boy was actually Guangling. He was the first dungeon boss in the game. In his past life, he was afflicted by a demonic artifact and, consumed by grief over a loved one's death, fell into demonic cultivation. With high attack and agility, he was incredibly difficult to defeat and was known as the newbie killer, a deceased loved one. Could it be referring to his sister? His sister was indeed a talented formation master, but I didn't know how she died. If I bring them back, what if I pondered? The next moment, his sister knelt before me, tearfully begging me to save her brother. Divine Martial Sect Plaza. Formation Master Shu was personally setting up the formation for the sect. Although Formation Master Shu claimed he had long admired the Divine Martial Sect and wanted to visit, after seeing the formation we provided, Elder Ling insisted on coming to help, even without payment. Just let them handle it. Participating in the setup of such a high-level formation is worth more than years of cultivation for them, I said casually. A figure peeked out from behind. It was the siblings I had brought back to the sect. Guangling, don't wander off. Guang Yu said to her brother. Sister, I still can't believe we're actually joining a sect of immortals. Guangling asked incredulously. Yes. Senior Meng said your condition is temporarily under control, but it might relapse in the future. That's why he brought us back, to help you cure your illness. Senior Meng is such a good person. I will definitely cultivate diligently and repay his kindness in the future. After everything was settled, I thought to myself, by taking in these two, I finally made progress on my main quest. But when I opened the panel, I was stunned. What? Why is the number of team members for the mission still 1 after recruiting Guangling? Future people boss. Treasured boy delivers powerful cheat. How could this be? I thought taking in Guangling meant completing the task. I looked at the quest panel, flipping through it. Finally, in Guangling's character panel, I found that the connection status was still inactive. It seems I need a key item to complete the connection, I muttered, scratching my head. Looking at Guangling's character panel, it showed character's ability insufficient, unable to join the mission team. Seriously. A dungeon boss ability is insufficient. Did I go through all that trouble for nothing? I felt like screaming. The commotion outside caught my attention. Opening the door, I saw the siblings trying to clean my courtyard. Oh, it's you too. No worries. Thanks for your kindness, I said, still lost in my thoughts about the quest. At this time, Guangling, wanting to repay my kindness for taking them in, gave me a jade pendant. This isn't this the Shou Wang Jade. This was a mid-grade profound artifact. This was an item that only dropped in the Guangling dungeon. Techniques and items in the Destined Child system were divided into 3 realms and 12 grades. Although this item wasn't high grade, it could be used by all classes. If you were lucky, it could have excellent attributes. Back then, I don't know how many times I cleared the Guangling dungeon for it. Looking at the jade pendant, my mood instantly brightened. After receiving the jade pendant, its information was displayed. Attack, critical hit. These were the best attributes the Shou Wang Jade could have. Jackpot. I completed a new achievement, item acquisition, unlocking a reward, the attribute stone. This was a special item that could randomly add an attribute to any mid-grade equipment. If I can get a critical damage attribute, this jade would be perfect. I drooled, eager to try it. My silence made the siblings think something was wrong. I turned and went back to my room, unable to contain my excitement. I burst out laughing. The Shou Wang Jade, because of the attribute stone, had gained critical damage. Although it wasn't the maximum of, it was still a great gain. Our dungeon boss is a treasure trove. The divine martial sect is colluding with demons. A group of people came to settle the score. At the same time, at the foot of the mountain, a group was heading towards the divine martial sect. The disciples guarding the gate recognized them as fellow cultivators from nearby sects, but they were acting aggressively. As a disciple was about to greet them, he was suddenly attacked by the leader. The disciple was instantly severely injured and fell to the ground. Those divine martial sect bastards dared to collude with the demons and attack our sect. Today, we will destroy them and make them pay in blood. The leader declared to his followers. They barged into the divine martial sect, searching for people. Guang Yu is truly talented. This formation is complex and ever-changing. If it were anyone else, it would be difficult to guarantee there wouldn't be any mistakes. Everyone in the sect was currently focused on the formation. Hold it. They seem to have found us. They walked straight towards us and triggered the small defensive formation set up by Formation Master Shu. It must be the divine martial sect colluding with the demons. They want to wipe us all out, colluding with demons. Hearing this, Bu Fengyang stepped forward to inquire. Surnamed Lin, tell your sect leader to come out. If you have the guts, let's fight face to face. Don't use these underhanded tricks. The people trapped in the formation shouted. Elder Ling also appeared worried. These guys rely on their strength to bully us. They've often bullied the divine martial sect before. Why are they causing trouble again today? As they were planning to break the formation and annihilate the divine martial sect, Formation Master Shu stepped forward. Seeing Formation Master Shu speaking for the divine martial sect, they thought he was also colluding with the demons. Hey, explain yourselves. What do you mean by demons, since the beginning? I stepped forward and questioned. After some explanation, I understood what had happened. It turned out Feng Bohua, after leaving, had joined forces with demons and attacked other sects. As a result, they thought the entire divine martial sect had become demon collaborators. Since it's a misunderstanding, Formation Master Shu, please deactivate the formation. We apologize for the offense. How about we join forces to fight against the demons? One of them said awkwardly. As Formation Master Shu deactivated the formation, a disciple came running over, carrying the injured disciple on his back. Who did this? That man at the foot of the mountain. He was shouting kill. Also, don't you find it strange? The entire divine martial sect was actually attacked by a single slender figure. That person was still trying to stir up conflict. I challenge you. Bu Fengyang stepped forward, drawing her sword. The crowd scoffed. Bu Fengyang rose to fame in a single battle. It's only because of Formation Master Shu that I'm sparing you. Don't get me wrong. Do you think I, Zhao Yubing, commander of the 10,000 armies, am afraid of your divine martial sect? That person said disdainfully to Bu Fengyang. Zhao Yubing, commander of the 10,000 armies. Hearing this, I remembered. She was the first mini-boss in the Guangling dungeon, one of Guangling's subordinates. In other words, although she appeared righteous now, she would eventually defect to the demons, playing a similar role to Feng Bohua. Seeing their hesitant looks, it was clear they were still skeptical. They had a wait-and-see attitude. If I couldn't overpower them, the divine martial sect would be in a precarious position. Zhao Yubing released her cultivation level. Formation Master Shu warned, although Zhao Yubing looks young, she has nearly a century of cultivation. Reaching the 5th level, Soul Formation Midstage, Bu Fengyang followed suit and released her cultivation level. She's only at the 3rd level, Spirit Refinement. Am I seeing things? The surrounding cultivators began whispering among themselves. Such high cultivation at such a young age. Truly worthy of the divine martial sect, a land of talents. I remember your previous sect leader was at the 4th level. Flower Blossom Midstage, right? Zhao Yubing said with a mocking tone, a provocative glint in her eyes. The disciples behind her also sneered. I don't know what level the former sect leader was, but I know he chose to fight to the death against the demons instead of abandoning the sect. Bu Fengyang's words instantly made the group's faces darken. Enraged, Zhao Yubing charged forward. Bu Fengyang countered with a basic technique. This simple yellow-grade technique shocked everyone. Their sect techniques were at most low-grade yellow, but my modified techniques were already mid-grade yellow. After a brief exchange, Bu Fengyang forced her opponent to reveal a flaw. With a swift kick, Zhao Yubing was defeated. The surrounding cultivators were also shocked. I still need to cultivate. You'll leave these people to you and Elder Ling. After giving instructions, I returned to my room and found Guangling cleaning the courtyard again. A dungeon boss cleaning my courtyard. The thought alone, it's surprisingly heartwarming. When I was still an outer disciple, Guangling seemed to have noticed something, staring at me. Senior, I sense a familiar aura. The protagonist effortlessly conquers a group of high-level formation masters with just a few words. Guangling senses a familiar aura. Could it be that the demons are planning something? As I was pondering Guangling's words, Xu Buohong came over, saying he had something to report. Judging by his tone, it seemed urgent. Senior, the formation masters stationed at the observation point just sent a message. They saw demons gathering nearby, seemingly preparing to attack the divine martial sect. Xu Buohong reported anxiously. How much longer until our protective formation is complete? I asked hurriedly. Even if everyone works non-stop, it will take at least 2 days. Hearing this, I fell into thought. This was troublesome. There were still many people from other sects on the mountain, and they weren't united. If the demons attacked within 2 days, it would be chaotic. Instead of worrying here, why don't we meet the messenger first? Senior, the messenger was delivering the formation master's letter when he encountered demons on the way back. He barely escaped with his life. The messenger explained the situation. I secretly smiled, because just now, as I walked here, I received Guang Yu's connection prompt. Since the Yangzheng Pavilion token needed special crafting, it couldn't be issued immediately. When we left, Guang Yu hadn't received the token yet. After receiving the token, I unlocked a new skill. I tried it out. With a little time, I could understand the principles and effects of any formation. Looking at the formation, I offered my insights. We can divide the formation into smaller units and assign them based on everyone's skill level. We'll work together. After discussing our plan, I noticed their strange expressions and thought I had said something wrong. To my surprise, they knelt down and begged to join the divine martial sect. I looked at these people, speechless. Senior Meng's words are like divine pronouncements, enlightening us. Even during my time in the main pavilion, I never heard such profound insights. Senior's cultivation is unfathomable, casually imparting such wisdom to us. But we feel uneasy accepting such kindness without offering anything in return. It would be shameless. Xu Buohong said, looking at me resolutely. Forget it, as long as you're happy, I'll agree to your joining the sect on behalf of the sect leader. But before that, we need to deal with the demon invasion. I then instructed, rest assured, Senior. We will complete the formation with all our might and defend the sect to the death. A critical hit. The protagonist severs a demon's arm. A scream echoed, and a large foot flew past. Jian Yang, haven't found any trace of demons yet. The man was controlling a flying bird, searching for demons. Keep searching, the young woman beside him ordered. Who is Shui? Jian Yang complained, this Liangyun 7 states is so lacking in spiritual energy. It's truly not a good place for cultivation. This person was Jian Yang from the Star Moon sect. On the other side, the young man sighed, if not for investigating the demon's purpose, we wouldn't even bother coming to this backwater place. I heard that formation master Xu, who offended me before, was demoted to Yangzheng Pavilion here. The young man who spoke was also from the Star Moon sect, named Yi Gufeng. As they were talking, the young man in charge of the investigation discovered the demon's objective and shouted, discovered demons near the divine martial sect. A large number of demons were marching towards a single location. So many. Looks like there are 200 or 300. The young man controlling the golden bird exclaimed, Liangyun 7 states only has a few small sects. They can't even handle a few dozen demons. Why such a large-scale mobilization? What are the demons planning? Yi Gufeng voiced his confusion. The demons continued their march. They then discovered a sect ahead. It seemed they intended to attack it. Jian Yang immediately beckoned her fellow disciples to follow. Behind them, the young man continued to complain, this sect is truly in the middle of nowhere. To think our Star Moon sect would come to their aid. If not for Jian Shiji's hatred for demons, they wouldn't even bother saving them. As they were bantering, the demons had already triggered the divine martial sect's protective formation. A loud boom echoed. The 3 disciples from the Star Moon sect, who were about to offer support, were stunned. Yi Shixiang, that formation is the person beside Yi Gufeng stammered, pointing at the formation. Yi Gufeng, however, stood frozen, repeatedly muttering, impossible, impossible. After a long while, he finally came to his senses and said, our Star Moon sect is considered a third-rate sect, and our protective formation is only Earth grade. But this sect's formation seems to be Earth grade as well. Impossible. Impossible. When did the divine martial sect acquire such a thing? Feng Bohua stared in disbelief at the scene unfolding before him. Feng Bohua, you told me to help you take revenge, but you didn't even bother investigating. Now we've suffered heavy losses. The demon squad leader questioned Feng Bohua. Before Feng Bohua could answer, a subordinate rushed over to report, the divine martial sect disciples are charging out. Figures emerged from the dissipating smoke. Bu Fengyang and the others were at the front, fiercely fighting. Maintaining transformation consumes too much spiritual energy, it's inconvenient. Fortunately, those from other sects are seeking refuge here. Their leaders can be used as cannon fodder. As I was saying this, the demon squad leader charged forward. I immediately stepped forward, transforming. A talking dragon. Jian Yang Yang gasped. She watched the fight between me and the demon squad leader. With a single strike, I blocked the incoming attack. The demon seemed to anticipate my next move. But before it could react, my attack, boosted by a critical hit, instantly killed it. Jian Yang Yang watched from the side, filled with admiration, repelling the demons, subduing the sects and forming an alliance. Bu Fengyang becomes the alliance leader. A thud echoed. The battle ended perfectly. At this moment, I noticed the stunned silence around me. Did you feel that just now? One cultivator asked his companion. A powerful aura suddenly erupted from Senior Meng, the other replied seriously. I knew it was the aura of a cheat. I looked at the sword in my hand. Suddenly, a coughing sound came. This sword, although I noticed everyone staring at me. And their reaction surprised me. Senior Meng's seemingly effortless move actually shattered the sword. Senior is mighty. The demons are doomed. The crowd cheered. I didn't expect my unintentional act of breaking the sword to boost their morale even further. Meanwhile, Feng Buhua was desperately fleeing, cursing, Cheong Qi, Ling Ji Yu, Bu Fengyang, I will be back. Just you wait. Suddenly, he stopped. The 3 disciples from Star Moon sect blocked his path. Feng Buhua didn't seem to recognize them. He asked casually, who dares block my path? Jian Yang Yang wanted to know my identity and asked Feng Buhua, what was that transforming dragon about? Feng Buhua, already enraged, turned even redder upon hearing my question. He raised his hand and charged towards Jian Yang Yang, shouting, you nameless brat, you looking for death. The next second, Feng Buhua's attack was neutralized. Jian Yang Yang, with a darkened expression, asked Feng Buhua again, you'll ask one more time. What was that dragon about? Feng Buhua had no choice but to explain, fabricating a story. My disciple was murdered by them, and I was expelled from the sect. Now that dragon controls the divine martial sect. Please, fellow Taoists, help me get justice. Yi Gufeng, unsure of the truth, asked Jian Yang Yang, what should we do? Jian Yang Yang speculated, his words cannot be fully trusted, nor can they be completely disbelieved. After all, we all saw him colluding with the demons. Let's have them confront each other and see what tricks this dragon has up its sleeve. As expected, I still couldn't establish a connection with Jian Yang Yang. Forget it, well wait and see, I thought, looking at the panel, then turning to Jian Yang Yang. Jian Shijie, that dragon seems to be inside the formation. Yi Gufeng warned Jian Yang Yang cautiously. Everyone here has a lower cultivation than me, except for that dragon, whose cultivation I cannot fathom, Jian Yang Yang said. She then warned her 2 companions. Be vigilant. If that dragon makes any suspicious moves, use the artifacts given by the sect and fight to the death. Senior Meng, how should we deal with this Feng Buhua? Ling Ji Yu asked for instructions. Senior Meng, I was momentarily confused and deceived by the demons. Please have mercy and spare my life. Feng Buhua, hearing that he was about to be punished, immediately begged for mercy. Former sect leader Fang died because of him. Let's use his life to appease former sect leader Fang's spirit in heaven, I said, looking at Feng Buhua. Former sect leader Fang fought against the demons and died a hero. If you don't mind, we'd like to pay our respects. The representatives from other sects also chimed in. I was still pondering how to give these sects a satisfactory explanation when they unexpectedly offered to show respect. This way, as long as they observed, Feng Buhua wouldn't be able to deny anything, and all grievances would be settled. Elder Ling was also relieved. This respect is all thanks to Senior Meng. From now on, our divine martial sect will no longer be insignificant and bullied. Jian Shijie, did you find anything? No demonic aura, nor any traces of bewitching spells. It seems those people were acting of their own volition. Could it be that the demon was subdued by a righteous senior expert? The 2 from the Star Moon sect discussed amongst themselves, looking at me. The matter finally came to a close. I returned to my room and immediately took out the system reward. As I opened it, a golden light flashed. A table appeared before me. A spirit wood tea table, made from a single piece of spirit wood, naturally emanating spiritual energy. It could generate heat to brew tea. The tea leaves from its symbiotic tea tree, when brewed, could enhance one's spirit. I was just worried about the lack of spiritual energy on the mountain. This is a good thing. I looked at the tea table excitedly, and only I can activate its effects. It's useless to others. I quickly took out the tea set and brewed a pot of tea. Feeling the warmth of the tea, I took a sip and savored the flavor. A sweet and mellow taste, refreshing and invigorating. It also contains rich spiritual energy that can be directly absorbed. As I was reveling in the delicious tea, a knock interrupted me. Outside the door, Guangling said, "Senior Meng, disciple Jian Yang from the Star Moon sect requests an audience. She's waiting outside the courtyard, truly worthy of Senior Meng's residence." "The spiritual energy here is far richer than in our Star Moon sect," Jian Yang said, standing outside the door, expressing her inner thoughts. Pressing her left hand against her waist, she thought to herself, "I heard from sect leader Bu that Senior Meng is acquainted with our founding ancestor. Perhaps he can help me." At this time, Guangling came over and invited Jian Yang in. The alliance leader appears. A secret realm opens. At this moment, putting down my teacup, I noticed that I had overlooked something. The divine martial sect had been invaded by demons, and most of the buildings were damaged. Elder Ling had worked tirelessly to arrange so many rooms for me. However, Jian Yang, coming from the Star Moon sect, must have high standards. If she saw my current living conditions, would she look down on the divine martial sect? Junior Jian Yang pays her respects. "Please forgive any intrusion, Senior Meng." While I was still worried that this meeting might negatively impact the divine martial sect, Jian Yang had already arrived at the door. At this moment, her inner thoughts were, Senior Meng's residence is simple and unadorned. It seems he doesn't care for worldly possessions. "Please, make yourself comfortable. Come in," I greeted her. The moment Jian Yang stepped inside, she was stunned. Her eyes widened. Am I seeing things? A single piece of spirit wood used as a tea table. Even in our Star Moon sect, such a large piece of spirit wood would be treasured and stored away, only to be used for crafting high-level artifacts. We would never casually use it as furniture. Don't stand on ceremony. Sit down and have some tea. We can talk slowly. Before Jian Yang could react, I invited her to sit. The two of us sat in silence for a while. "Jian Gunyang, what brings you here?" I asked, breaking the awkward silence. "Apologies. I was being impolite." Jian Yang finally collected herself. She took out a token. "Senior Meng, please take a look. Do you recognize this?" Jian Yang thought, "This token looks ancient and doesn't emanate any spiritual energy. It looks like an ordinary trinket. I've asked several seniors before, and none of them recognized it. If Senior Meng doesn't recognize it either, I guess it's truly worthless. This seems to be." I was also surprised to see the token. Senior Meng recognizes it. Seeing my expression, Jian Yang was shocked. As I reached out to take it, the moment my fingers touched it, the token revealed its true form. "This Xian Meng order, where did you get it?" I asked Jian Yang, holding the token. "It belonged to my mother. It's called the Xian Meng order." Junior only found fragmented records in my mother's notes, indicating that this item was discovered somewhere in the Liangyun 7 states. I never expected Senior to not only recognize it but also activate it, Jian Yang recalled. This Xian Meng order was actually a key to a special dungeon. Naturally, it activated upon contact with my system. Not only that, but the location of the dungeon was also marked. "You just handed me a treasure," I thought, suppressing my excitement. At this moment, a knock came from outside. "Senior Meng," Bu Fengyang called from outside. "Come in, Fengyang." Just now, the southwest sky above the sect suddenly flashed. Elder Ling speculates that a secret realm might have opened, or perhaps a treasure has appeared. Bu Fengyang reported. "I already know." The two women looked at me in surprise. The system had already issued the quest. The so-called heavenly sign was the dungeon triggered by the Xian Meng order. But, the Star Moon sect should also have a share, right? Sit down and have some tea. I was just about to discuss this with Jian Gunyang. I offered Bu Fengyang a cup of tea. I picked up the Xian Meng order and said to Jian Jian Gunyang, "To be honest, this Xian Meng order is the key to a secret realm. The realm has already opened. I can mark the location on a map for you. Thanks to Senior Meng, Junior now understands the secret of the Xian Meng order. Junior wouldn't dare keep it to myself. Please, Senior Meng, lead us to explore the secret realm." Yi Gufeng embarrasses Xu Boheng. It's rare for Jian Gunyang to trust me. The secret realm isn't far from our divine martial sect. Why not let Fengyang accompany Jian Gunyang? I smoothly pushed Bu Fengyang forward. "Me?" "Yes. Elder Ling and Formation Master Shu are helping out at the sect. You should go out and experience the world. Then you'll be in Jian Shiji's care." "You're welcome, sect leader Bu. This way, I can secretly follow them. If anything unexpected happens, I can make a surprise appearance." I was secretly plotting. "All right, you two sit down and have some water. I'll draw the map." After saying this, I left. Liang Yun and Jian Yang both breathed a sigh of relief. They both raised their teacups. then were both shocked at the same time. The tea was infused with rich spiritual energy. After drinking it, their minds felt refreshed and clear. So this is how senior experts live. Meanwhile, in the Divine Martial Sect's plaza, Formation Master Shu was inspecting the formation with his disciples. It really is Formation Master Shu. Long time no see, Yi Gufeng greeted Shu Bo. Shu Bo responded absent-mindedly, thinking to himself, I saw him earlier, but I've been trying to avoid him. I didn't expect him to approach me. This can't be good. I've heard of that Yi Gufeng. He's incredibly talented in formations. Despite his young age, he's highly regarded by the Yangzheng Pavilion and has joined the Star Moon sect. He has a bright future, two members of Yangzheng Pavilion discussed. Is this protective formation set up by Formation Master Shu? Yi Gufeng asked. It was designed by Senior Meng, Shu Bo replied honestly. That dragon. I knew a small sect like this couldn't possibly have a mid-grade formation. Did he steal a formation diagram from somewhere? Yi Gufeng asked suspiciously. To be able to participate in the setup of a mid-grade formation, Formation Master Zu's cultivation must have improved significantly. Coincidentally, I've been modifying a formation recently and encountered some difficulties. I'd appreciate it if Formation Master Shu could offer some guidance, Yi Gufeng said, with ill intentions. This guy is deliberately trying to make me look bad. He's still holding a grudge from before. But if I refuse, it will damage the Divine Martial Sect's reputation. Before Shu Bo could answer, Yi Gufeng drew a formation on the ground, deliberately leaving it incomplete to make things difficult for Shu Bo. I think my approach is correct, but the formation won't activate. Formation Master Shu, do you have any advice? Yi Gufeng asked, turning to him with a smug look. The modifications he made, it's all wrong. There's definitely a trap waiting for me. What should I do? I'm going to embarrass myself, Shu Bo thought, panicking. Demon cause. At this moment, Guang Yu whispered from behind, demon cause. That's what Senior Meng mentioned. Could Guang Yu have figured it out? Shu Bo wondered. Suddenly, it dawned on him. I understand. Following Senior Meng's, the formation looks completely different. Even Formation Master Shu doesn't understand. Forget it, you'll just erase the formation. Seeing that Shu Bo didn't respond, Yi Gufeng said loudly, pretending to be magnanimous. Wait. I have some unrefined opinions, I hope you don't mind. This person's cultivation broke through after drinking just 2 cups of tea. After finishing the map of the secret realm, Bu Fengyang and the others arrived at the open space outside the Divine Martial Sect and found Formation Master Shu and his group engaged in a heated discussion. Yi Gufeng felt a sense of frustration after being stumped by Formation Master Zu's formation. The modified formation, he had already figured out the solution. He had deliberately left it incomplete to embarrass Formation Master Shu. However, this newcomer had changed the positions of 4 runes and even erased 1. He scoffed, even if this formation is completed, it will have no effect. Just as he was about to erase the formation, a disciple rushed over, holding a jar of ashes that Formation Master Shu had asked him to collect. Ashes. Formation Master Shu picked up a brush, dipped it in the ashes, and carefully drew on the formation. After a while, Formation Master Shu slowly put down his tools. Soon, the formation activated, and the surrounding spiritual energy gathered frantically, creating a powerful vortex. Yi Gufeng's eyes widened in disbelief, almost saying what the. Guang Yu, observing from the side, understood the principle. Ashes contain fire and earth elements, and also a small amount of residual wood element. It not only balances the overall attributes of the formation, but also greatly reduces material consumption. He had initially considered adjusting the position of several runes and adding 2 more. Wait, who is this girl? Seeing Guang Yu, Yi Gufeng's world was turned upside down. Hearing their conversation, Jian Yangyang understood that Yi Gufeng had initiated the provocation, but ended up being taught a lesson. Turning around, she immediately apologized to Bu Fengyang. Seeing Jian Yangyang apologize, Yi Gufeng quickly revealed his identity as the chief disciple of the Star Moon sect. Jian Yangyang, however, silenced him with a single sentence. Yi Gufeng hastily explained that he hadn't intended to hide his identity and humbly said that these titles were meaningless. Don't worry, Jian Gunyang. You can stay and rest for a day. Tomorrow, you can depart with Fengyang. Back in their room, Yi Gufeng anxiously asked why they, members of the prestigious Star Moon sect, had to lower their heads to a dragon. Jian Yangyang immediately became serious and scolded Yi Gufeng for his careless words. Senior Meng isn't someone you can imagine. After saying this, she returned to her room. Inside her room, Jian Yangyang was cultivating. She felt that although she had only drunk 2 cups of tea, the spiritual energy in her dantian had already reached its limit. Her mind also felt refined, her focus and perception greatly enhanced. Outside, her 2 junior brothers were puzzled by her sudden change in demeanor. What confused them even more was that Jian Yangyang was actually cultivating in such a place. Seeing the sparse spiritual energy around them, Yi Gufeng scoffed. The next moment, a loud boom came from Jian Yanyan's room. They realized she had broken through. The secret realm opens. Cultivators from various sects arrive. The next morning, outside the Divine Martial sect, everyone gathered. The three from the Star Moon sect received a warm welcome within the Divine Martial sect. Jian Yangyang also politely expressed her gratitude. Afterward, she departed with Bu Fengyang, heading towards the secret realm. At this time, at the foot of Liangyun Mountain, sounds of battle could be heard. The weaker side was the group of cultivators who had joined forces with the Divine Martial sect to defend against the demons a few days ago. Among the sects near the Divine Martial sect, they were also the first to arrive, searching for the secret realm entrance. Their opponents were also likely after the secret realm. Due to the secret realm's sudden appearance, no one knew its exact location. The delay of a few days attracted sects and rogue cultivators from further away. Those are disciples from the Five Elements sect and the 10,000 Swords Cold Smoke Pavilion, one of them said, arrogantly telling them to leave and not embarrass themselves. Hearing this, it seemed the 10,000 Swords Cold Smoke Pavilion intended to monopolize the secret realm. A voice echoed, and a figure emerged from the crowd. He held a staff, but hanging from the staff was a string of skulls, resembling a gruesome necklace. The disciples of the 10,000 Swords Cold Smoke Pavilion didn't ask him to leave, but instead greeted him politely, calling him Shohu, and saying that of course they could stay. The bald man suggested that having more people would be helpful in finding the secret realm entrance. Seeing more and more competitors, and unable to defeat them, the crowd prepared to leave. The people from 10,000 Swords Cold Smoke Pavilion noticed this and immediately called out to them. A burst of spiritual energy also blocked their path. The bald man declared that he hadn't given them permission to leave. Strength truly reigned supreme, toying with people in the palm of his hand. At this time, a disciple from the 10,000 Swords Cold Smoke Pavilion rushed over and said, "Quickly follow me. I found 2 men and 2 women over there. I don't know which sect they are from, but they seem to have a map." Hearing this, the crowd immediately flew towards that location. Bu Fengyang and the others were holding a map, searching for the secret realm's location. As they moved, the group of people hid among the trees near Bu Fengyang. Observing them, the bald man, however, recklessly blocked Bu Fengyang and the others. The result was that they were instantly defeated. The bald man was about to erupt in anger, but was met with their terrifying gazes. After a brief exchange, Bu Fengyang and the others realized that many people were secretly following them. To avoid unnecessary trouble, they revealed their identities as disciples of the Star Moon sect and the Divine Martial sect. The 3 alliance members, upon seeing Bu Fengyang, immediately ran over, and, with Bu Fengyang's consent, joined the search for the secret realm. The disciples from 10,000 Swords Cold Smoke Pavilion also wanted a share, but were intimidated by the gazes of Yi Gufeng and the others, and dared not approach. As the cheat, I was secretly observing them from above with my innate wings. Suddenly, a flash of light caught my eye. It looked familiar. At the same time, Bu Fengyang and the others found the secret realm entrance, placing the Xianmeng order on the entrance. The gate trembled, then slowly opened. The secret realm entrance was hidden and treacherous. As the gate opened, everyone watched. Suddenly, Jian Yangyang seemed to sense something and shouted, "Everyone, back away." With a flick of her wrist, she unleashed a sword attack. Everyone quickly scattered. The sword energy dissipated after a while. If not for Jian Yanyang's warning, they might have died. Fortunately, Jian Yangyang had a breakthrough in her cultivation before coming, which enhanced her perception, allowing her to sense the danger in advance. After Bu Fengyang and the others entered the secret realm, another group appeared in the surrounding forest. They were wondering if the owner of the secret realm was a rogue cultivator. Suddenly, an elder with a double-edged sword appeared among them. This person was known as Qing Yuan Ziyi, a wandering, independent sword cultivator. He had cultivated for a century, but his progress was slow. Unexpectedly, by chance, he obtained the Twin Abyss swords, and his cultivation sword, becoming a formidable force. The faces of those present turned grim. They recalled that their 10,000 Swords Cold Smoke Pavilion had once invited him to be an elder, but he refused. They didn't expect him to be interested in this secret realm. Seeing that they were silent, the elder laughed. "You youngsters needn't be so tense. I have some connections with your sect. Consider this an opportunity for me to guide you." After saying this, they arrived at the secret realm entrance. The next moment, another sword attack flashed. "Open." The disciples of the 10,000 Swords Cold Smoke Pavilion then realized that everyone who entered would encounter this. The elder stepped forward, wielding his Twin Abyss swords. With a clang, his sword energy collided with the barrier. The elder seemed relaxed, a smirk playing on his lips. Interesting. Inside the secret realm, Bu Fengyang and the others were cultivating amidst the incoming sword energy. The stone statues emanating sword energy were like sparring with a powerful sword cultivator. As long as they could withstand it, their cultivation would improve. However, the other three didn't possess such strength and could only watch. Soon, the elder brought the disciples of the 10,000 Swords cold smoke pavilion inside. Such sword intent, truly extraordinary. Observing the stone statues infused with sword intent, the statues suddenly charged towards Bu Fengyang. Fortunately, Bu Fengyang reacted quickly and dodged, but another statue attacked Jian Yangyang. It was only thanks to Jian Yanyan's intervention that the attack was neutralized. Luckily, Jian Renyang was there beforehand. Not only had her cultivation improved, but her spiritual sense had also been enhanced. This is why she was able to perceive the threat in advance. After Bu Fengyang and the others entered the secret realm, another group appeared in the surrounding forest. They were wondering if the owner of the secret realm was a sword cultivator. Suddenly, an old man with 2 swords appeared among them. This person was known as Qing Yuanzi, a rogue cultivator without a sect or school. He had cultivated for 100 years. But his cultivation had progressed slowly. Unexpectedly, during a chance encounter, he obtained the Qing Yuanzi sword. After that, his cultivation improved by leaps and bounds, making him a prominent figure in the cultivation world. Those few people's expressions turned serious. They recalled that Wan Jian Hanyang Ji had once invited him to be their elder, but he refused. They didn't expect him to show up this time for the secret realm. Seeing that they were silent, the old man laughed and said, "You juniors don't have to panic. I have some connections with your sect. This time, we'll take you in for a stroll as a favor to the younger generation." After he finished speaking, they arrived at the entrance of the secret realm together. The next moment, another sword light appeared. The entrance opened. Only then did the disciples of Wan Jian Hanyang Ji understand that everyone who entered would encounter this. The old man pushed the door open, took out his 2 swords, and stepped forward. With a loud bang, sword energy collided with the barrier. The old man seemed relaxed, a smile playing on his lips. "Interesting," he muttered. Within the barrier, Bu Fengyang and the others cultivated amidst the incoming sword energy. Those strands of sword energy, circulating with sword intent, were like sparring with a powerful sword cultivator. As long as they could withstand it, they would benefit, but the other 3 didn't have this ability. They could only watch. After a while, the old man brought the disciples of Wan Jian Hanyang Ji through the barrier. Those stone statues were infused with sword intent. The statues charged straight towards Bu Fengyang. Fortunately, Bu Fengyang reacted quickly and dodged. On the other side, however, Jian Renyang took action to neutralize the attack. Seeing the old man's meaningful gaze, that guy wanted to use the statues to kill them. The 3 allies who came with him didn't know where they got the courage. They stood in front of Bu Fengyang. The people from Wan Jian Hanyang Ji bumped into Jian Renyang and mocked her. Suddenly, the person in worldly clothes took the sword from the other person's hand and stabbed forward, instantly killing the disciple from Wan Jian Hanyang Ji. Naturally, the other person panicked. The old man could sense that the sword strike wasn't his own. It was as if a force had suddenly pushed on the hilt of his sword, and he had lost control. The other 2 were the same, unable to control their swords. One after another, they killed the disciples of Wan Jian Hanyang Ji. The old man looked fixedly, and saw a poor Qi behind the worldly clothed person. Realizing the situation was wrong, he decided to leave. Seeing the situation, the disciples of Wan Jian Hanyang Ji rushed toward Luowan, hoping to seek help. But Luowan abandoned them and turned to run away. He had thought the opponents were just a few juniors, but he didn't expect them to have someone backing them. Just as he was about to leave the secret realm, a figure blocked his path. "Quite the cockroach, Luowan, running pretty fast, aren't you? Who are you? What did you just call me?" Luowan asked nervously. Naturally hard on the outside, soft on the inside. This was the nickname players gave him. Luowan had been bullied and humiliated in his early years due to his low cultivation. Unexpectedly, he had a fortunate encounter in his later years, which led to a distorted personality. His favorite thing to do was rob the weak, and he was ruthless, often killing and looting. "Are you one of those juniors backers, planning to stand up for them?" Luowan finally realized. "Precisely." Before I could finish, Luowan took out a whisk. He chanted an incantation, preparing to attack. Seeing this, I quickly interrupted. A burst of sword energy shot out, pinning him firmly against the wall. After drinking Lin tea for a few days, I could feel my cultivation had significantly improved. Luowan felt that this guy in front of him was too terrifying. Just as he felt trapped, a child appeared in front of him. He immediately grabbed the child, and held a sword to his neck, threatening me. "Little brat, you scared? Don't shake so much, be careful or my sword will cut your neck." Luowan said confidently. "That's not me shaking, it's your sword shaking." Hearing the child's reminder, Luowan looked and found that his sword was indeed trembling. Before he could figure out what was happening, another burst of sword energy shot out, striking his chest and severely injuring Luowan. As expected of a natural sword body, even the Z sword is afraid. Looking at the boy, I couldn't help but sigh. Clearly, this kid didn't know my true strength and kept saying that if I took him as my disciple, he would teach me all his secret skills. Coincidentally, I had the same thought. If you're willing to become my disciple, I can teach you all my secret skills. My words confused the boy. Looking at his attribute panel, I asked, what do you think? Chu Xinran, rogue cultivator, is subdued. Meanwhile, Yi Gufeng had dealt with the remaining Wan Jian Hanyang Ji disciples and went to meet Bu Fengyang and the others. The deeper they went into the secret realm, the more difficult they found it to progress. After passing 2 levels, they reached the heart of the secret realm. They noticed, at the center, a stone monument stood. On top of the monument stood a person. Someone has trespassed into the secret realm, the person said, taking the initiative to speak. Bu Fengyang and the others were still guessing. If this person was the guardian of the secret realm when he charged towards them, his palm filled with yuan qi, a sword appeared out of thin air and shot straight towards them. Jian Renyang quickly blocked it. Bu Fengyang almost got injured. The sword energy ultimately hit Shu Wenhao. With a loud boom, Shu Wenhao was sent flying backward and crashed to the ground. After that simple move, Bu Fengyang and the others discovered the gap between their strengths. The person's swordsmanship was the same as in the previous levels, but its power was several times stronger. Is this Meng Senior's strength? The improved swordsmanship is much stronger than before. The person exclaimed involuntarily. You just said Meng Senior. Bu Fengyang asked hurriedly. The person realized he had let something slip and immediately denied it. But who would believe him? Back at the Shenwu sect, I was in a good mood and returned to my room, because my main mission was unknowingly 3/4 complete. Just now, I had told the person in the secret realm that I wanted to take him as my disciple. He immediately became serious and said, do you know who I am? Chu Xinran originally had low aptitude but possessed a rare natural sword body. In his previous life, he had spent decades diligently cultivating only to realize that sword cultivation was the most suitable path for him. It's a pity that you started too late and your lifespan is limited. You had to risk using the forbidden ice technique, hoping to be reborn. I finished explaining his background. Congratulations, you succeeded. Hearing my explanation about him, Chu Xinran was surprised. How could I know him better than he knew himself? As the player of this game, of course, I knew. I don't know how much money I spent on this guy back then, but I definitely couldn't tell him that directly. I said, I can only say that I am an existence far more ancient than you. I came here today, on the one hand, to stop the decline, and on the other hand, to take you as my disciple. If I join your sect, what can you teach me? Chu Xinran looked at me suspiciously. Words are empty. Why don't you demonstrate your swordsmanship and let me see? After a period of communication, I finally won Chu Xinran over. With that came the prompt. Bond established. You have completed 3/4 of your main mission. We plan to keep the Qing sword for ourselves and put the Z sword in the treasure vault for now. But when I arrived at the treasure vault, I discovered I had overlooked something. Those high-level sects all had their own resources. Spirit medicine fields, spirit beasts, spirit mines, spirit stones, spirit formations, spirit energy, and so on. But currently, the Shenwu sect lacked these advantages. If I wanted to live more comfortably here, I needed to help them accelerate their development. Looks like I have to become an assistant in this world. How can I revive a declining sect? Meng Fei Qui looked at the 200 spiritual stones and the newly unlocked function. Meanwhile, Bu Fengyang and the others had returned. Yi Gufeng, the villain, looked at the spiritual stones, thinking they must have been left undefended due to the Shenwu sect's lack of strength. He planned to take advantage of this and claim them for the Xinyu sect, but he didn't know. Meng Fei Qui didn't even bother to look. He brought them to the treasure vault, and the secret realm of Shenwu sect suddenly appeared. This was the newly unlocked function of the system, and there were spirit stones inside. Meng Fei Qui directly started recruiting disciples. Other sects could join, as long as they bought tickets. Let's continue. The eyes of the stone statues glowed as the protective formation activated. Someone must have come for the secret realm's treasures. Welcome. There should be some rules. The great elder of Kangyun sect, and the formation master Zhong arrived. Formation master Shu brought Guangyue. News spread throughout the world. The great elder of Kangyun sect is not someone to be trifled with. This is the current state of the Shenwu sect. Back at the sect, Jian Renyang reported the situation of the Shenwu sect to the sect leader, and mentioned the demon invasion. The white-haired elder next to her sneered, relying on a Yao beast to resist the demons. They must have offended some powerful figure and gotten themselves destroyed. Fortunately, the sect leader declared he would support the Shenwu sect and decided to have the sect's disciples cultivate in the Shenwu sect's secret realm. Afterward, Yi Gufeng whispered to his master, while the white-haired elder told him to keep an eye on Jian Renyang, saying that they might be able to get something good from that Yao beast. Hearing the white-haired elder's words, Yi Gufeng immediately revealed a greedy look. Soon, Jian Renyang brought the sect leader along with gifts and a letter to the Shenwu sect. She also presented a dark stone to Meng Fei Qui. He immediately recognized that it was solidified poison, the kind used by demons. I am Meng Fei Qui. No, I am Chen Tianan. At this moment, I am sitting in a dilapidated temple. I fantasize about grilled chicken, roasted lamb, and all sorts of delicious food. I was originally a homebody from the ST century, enjoying playing King of Glory and Honor of Kings, but by chance, I transmigrated. And unfortunately, things went south right from the start. Because I have a special physique, simply put, a high-level cultivation furnace. Naturally, I couldn't avoid being chased by countless demons and monsters. Not only that, even cultivators from various sects didn't let me off. After all, in this era everyone wants to become immortal. And I can only live a life of hiding and running. Just as I was about to give up and start over, but the most ridiculous thing was something else the elder said. Chang'an, you're not completely useless. You are the legendary immortal body. Eating you grants instant immortality. How exciting, how surprising. But as for this outcome, I just want to say, if I can't cultivate, why give me this setting? For the past 3 years, countless demons and monsters coveted my body. I've suffered numerous brutal injuries, and because of me, the sect has been attacked multiple times. The old man had no choice but to bring me here to hide by tearing through the void. Thinking of this, I became even more unbearable. Damn it, I've had enough. Why are other transmigrators so overpowered from the start, while I have to suffer such grievances? Who knows if he'll still be alive in the next moment? Oh, heavens, how can you torment me so? If you have the guts, strike me with lightning. As if to confirm my words, a divine lightning bolt suddenly descended from the sky, and I instantly died. Turning degrees in midair, I pleaded, I'm sorry, I was just kidding. This won't do. I'd better go back to sleep and recover. Maybe the old man will step on a cloud tomorrow, bring a roasted chicken, and surprise me. Just then, a soft, feminine voice reached my ears. From behind me, I heard, who are you? You scared me. When did you get in here? But the next second, this girl suddenly lunged towards me. She muttered to herself, yes, this is the scent of the immortal body. Looking at the girl in front of me, I couldn't help but feel disgusted. I was actually being treated like prey. This is simply humiliating. Naturally, I didn't give this kind of bastard who wants to prey on me a good look. I pushed her away, but unexpectedly, my resistance only fueled this girl's desire. She actually wanted to force herself on me. How could I tolerate this? Before losing my virginity, I asked, are you a human or a ghost? Hearing this, the girl before me paused, and revealed her true form. This scared the hell out of me. Turn back. Turn back into that youthful girl. I suddenly remembered the old man's words. He clearly said that as long as I stayed here, I would be fine. This is bad. I'm about to be ravaged by this demoness, but this demoness clearly didn't follow the usual. She bit my shoulder. Where's the promised gentle caress? Am I going to die again? Will my 21 years of life, plus 3 years of transmigration virginity, end here? In the end, in the one suffering all this. Just then, a powerful force suddenly erupted from within my body. Has my long-awaited cheat finally activated? And this so-called invincible domain means, within 2 meters, in the only God. Outside 2 meters, everyone is an ant. My bad. Damn it, I knew it. As a transmigrator, how could I not have a cheat? And the demoness in front of me was also stunned by my domineering aura. You damn demoness, now you're going to face my wrath. I'll use you to test my invincible domain. But clearly, this demoness didn't believe I could transform from a weakling into a battle god. She stood to the side, rambling incessantly. Young master, as an ordinary person, shouldn't you be more self-aware? Your attacks are nothing more than a tickle to me. You might as well just lie down and let me eat you. At least you can still make a final contribution. Looking at this shameless demoness who wants to devour me, I retorted, you want to eat me, you damn demoness. I'll give you a taste of my fist. This demoness didn't have the slightest bit of vigilance and entered my attack range. Let you taste what it means to be the only god within 2 meters. With my ordinary punch, I blasted a large hole in the ground. This is the so-called breaking through the heavens, right? Looking at this ridiculously powerful scene, I was even shocked by myself. This really isn't a dream. I literally took off. I don't have to live a life of hiding anymore, and my cheat continued to prompt. Host has slain a chi refining stage level female ghost. Obtain domain points. For every domain points, the invincible domain's range increases by 1 meter. The current invincible range is 2 meters, but how to obtain domain points became a major problem. But the thought that if my invincible domain covered the entire continent, I wouldn't have to worry about anything, and any treasure would be within my grasp, made me. But this unreliable cheat immediately poured cold water on me. How can I make the host think of a way himself? Damn it, this system is so irresponsible. It clearly looks down on me as the host. I'm afraid he'll starve to death before figuring it out. I haven't eaten in days. And what I didn't know was, in the sky above, my punch actually pierced through the passage connecting the upper and lower realms. The heavenly Tao was also diligently repairing the hole I created, trying to cover up the traces of my earth-shattering feat, but this scene had already been noticed by the demons and monsters within. 100 miles. The heavens have been pierced. This is a divine omen. Could some divine treasure have fallen down? And cultivators further away naturally witnessed this historic moment, speculating that with such a celestial phenomenon, there must be a divine treasure descending. The world is about to be in chaos again, and as luck would have it, a sword from the upper realm really did fall down. The scene shifts to a fairyland in the upper realm. This place was in ruins. Originally intact immortal palaces collapsed. And the culprit was the earth-shattering punch I threw just now. There wasn't a single intact building around. Even the most magnificent immortal palace was directly destroyed by this punch. A seemingly very powerful treasure sword flew out. It finally broke free. As the treasure sword left, an angry roar came from the ruins of the immortal palace. My life-bound sword, and the true owner of the treasure, because his treasure suddenly disappeared, flew into a rage and shouted at his underlings. Under the immortal's intimidating aura, dozens of powerful figures also flew over. Although they looked imposing, they still respectfully said to the immortal, "Greetings, immortal lord." And the immortal didn't waste any words and said directly, "The reason I summoned you is that my life-bound sword, which I've been refining for 10,000 years, was attacked by an unknown force and fell into the lower realm. I order you to retrieve it at all costs. Anyone who disobeys will die." In the 9 heavens, the 12 immortals also sensed the change in the heavens and whispered among themselves. As the protagonist, I finally woke up. I actually fainted. How embarrassing. Fortunately, no one saw it. Looking at the scattered soil in front of me, I hesitated. Should I eat some dirt to fill my stomach? But I immediately dismissed this absurd idea. I wasn't even hungry enough to eat dirt back in the ST century. I'm really regressing, but then I thought of a disturbing question. This temple was set up by the old man for me. Demons and monsters shouldn't be able to get in, but tonight a level female ghost broke in. This doesn't make sense. Could it be that the old man is no longer capable? But on second thought, even if something happened to the old man, there's nothing I can do. After all, I'm just a weakling now, unless my invincible domain moves with me. If the domain could follow me, then I would truly be invincible. No sooner said than done, I tried to move it. The next moment, as expected, I failed, and I felt the coldness outside the invincible domain the moment I extended my hand out. It's so cold and terrifying outside. There must be something unclean out there. I'd better stay inside the domain, I thought. Besides, how could the system let me exploit a bug? So the most important thing now is to fill my stomach and obtain domain points. But if I leave the invincible domain, it'll be like a lamb to the slaughter, completely vulnerable. Just as I was in despair, a roar attracted my attention, and then the cliché damsel in distress scene from those novels actually appeared before my eyes. Looking at the pink-haired soft girl falling from the sky, I couldn't help but be amused. Am I dreaming? Just then, a fierce-looking bandit walked in. "Little girl, give me your money. Don't even think about running away, or I'll chop you into pieces." Although this bandit acted tough, the pink-haired girl clearly wasn't intimidated. "If you have the guts, do it now. I'll let my father teach you a lesson." Seeing what was happening, I instinctively moved back. This has nothing to do with me. If I can beat them, can't I just avoid them? I'll leave you some space to fight. But I quickly realized, these people should have domain points on them. They must, right? I finally don't have to starve anymore, but the pink-haired girl's attention was on me. How can there be a mortal here? But I'm no longer the cowardly weakling I once was. I now have a cheat. I immediately put on an act. This is my territory. Who allowed you to enter without my permission? Moreover, not only did you trespass, but you also dared to act so atrociously. You clearly don't respect me. You've disturbed my meditation, so, hand over all your valuables, or you'll face the consequences. But the pink-haired girl was even more shocked. You're so arrogant. How dare you threaten me? Are you tired of living? And the bandit clearly didn't buy it. He grabbed the little pink-haired girl and said to me fiercely, "Little brat, I think you're courting death." He then used a seemingly powerful attack and threatened, "Next life, be more careful. Learn to hold your tongue." Looking at the weapon coming towards me, I couldn't help but feel scared. After all, this was the first time I've faced a ranged attack. Who knows what will happen? As the smoke cleared, I realized to my surprise that I was completely unharmed, so I immediately shouted at the bandit, "You bastard. I didn't want to kill you, but you actually wanted to kill me. You're finished, and the pink-haired girl's perception of me was once again refreshed. It seemed that she hadn't expected a mere mortal to remain unscathed under such an attack, but the bandit was clearly the most frightened at that moment. He still couldn't understand what had happened. Looking at the bandit sweating profusely, I also made the universally understood international hand gesture. Bastard, you're still far from killing me. I'm standing right here. Come on. Come and hit me. The bandit was clearly enraged, and anger filled his mind. He then drew a blood-red saber. I don't care who you are, but if you want to die, I'll grant your wish. Then, without a second thought, this bastard charged towards me, and this action was exactly what I wanted. Step into my invincible domain, and your life and death are in my control. Seeing my defenseless look, the little pink-haired girl was worried and was about to stop him, but it was too late, and the bandit, seeing my apparent resignation, gloated. A mere mortal. You're dead today, but the next moment, I caught his full-powered strike with one hand and taunted, seriously. Is that all you've got? Did you forget to drink your milk this morning? The little pink-haired girl was even more shocked, and the bandit instantly turned pale. You. Then came my show time. I advise you to behave yourself. Reflect on your actions in your next life. I casually tossed the bandit aside. He was instantly killed by the fall. System prompt. Host has slain a golden core stage level cultivator. Obtain domain points. With this, I've finally discovered a new continent. It seems that killing cultivators can also yield domain points. A golden core cultivator is worth points. What about higher cultivation levels? Just thinking about it made me excited. System prompt. Current domain points. Use now. I didn't hesitate and chose to use them immediately. Invincible domain range increased by 5 meters. Host, please keep up the good work and obtain more domain points. Seeing this, I jumped for joy. I was another step closer to conquering the world. Witnessing my immense power, the little pink-haired girl was so shocked that she couldn't calm down for a long time. Could it be that this mortal is actually a hidden expert, and I didn't notice the little pink-haired girl at all? Instead, I was attracted by the storage ring in my hand. But I don't have any cultivation, I can't open it. Then I remembered the little pink-haired girl beside me. Hey, this startled the little pink-haired girl, and she started rambling nervously. I was speechless. I hadn't even asked yet. The little pink-haired girl kept talking non-stop, so I interrupted directly. That bandit is dead. Can you open this storage ring? The little pink-haired girl touched the storage ring and replied straightforwardly, of course. I suppressed my excitement. Can you take out some food? Then I grabbed the roasted chicken I had been dreaming of and started devouring it. And I kept thinking, when I'm finally able to cultivate, you'll be able to protect the old man. Maybe I can even find him a few wives. But the little pink-haired girl suddenly knelt on the ground and said adoringly, Senior. I was still enjoying my 3-bite Sakukan performance and didn't know what this little pink-haired girl wanted to do. Then the little pink-haired girl started speaking excitedly. Senior saved my life, and I'm so grateful. So can you take me as your disciple? Afraid that I wouldn't agree, she added, Senior, I'm very capable. Clearly, I had no interest in this girl suddenly wanting to become my disciple. I even wanted to eat 2 more chickens, but this pink-haired girl didn't seem to intend to give up, and she kept thinking to herself, Senior is a golden thigh. I must hug it tight today, but I pushed her away directly. Mortals will only affect my eating speed. Besides, even if I wanted to teach you, I rely on my invincible domain. What can I teach her? I can't ask her to play mahjong or poker, can I? I won't lead a child astray. But the problem now is that I can't leave the invincible domain, and going outside is basically suicide. Taking a handyman with me to find food and drink seems like a good idea. Suddenly thinking of my first big mission, I instantly compromised and put on a profound look. Countless people want to become my disciple. What makes you think I should take you as my disciple? This stumped the little pink-haired girl, and she froze. I spoke again. Forget it. Since we're fated, we'll give you a chance. I'll tentatively accept you as a registered disciple. After you pass my test, I'll officially accept you. Hearing this, the little pink-haired girl saw her opportunity. She immediately kowtowed. Disciple Bao greets Master, and she kept thinking, it's great. With Master's guidance, my strength will surely improve by leaps and bounds. System prompt. Host has established a master-disciple relationship with Bao. Reward. Domain points. I didn't expect accepting a disciple would also give me domain points. Wonderful. I've unlocked another way to gain domain points. Ha ha ha. Bao looked at me strangely, then, Bao suddenly hid away from me. Master, how long has it been since you've bathed? You stink. Hearing Bao's complaint, I blushed. Being chased all day, who has time to bathe? But I quickly regained my composure. Disciple, place a large vat outside the temple and let the rainwater fill it. Master will bathe later. Receiving the order, Bao happily ran off to prepare. After Bao left, I couldn't help but wonder, am I really that smelly? After taking a deep breath, the smell almost knocked me out. It's indeed a bit much. Outside, Bao placed the large vat and waited for the rainwater to fill it. Just then, Bao suddenly sensed a terrifying aura emanating from the forest. A pair of eerie green eyes suddenly appeared. The next moment, a figure leaped out. Then it rushed towards the temple, shouting, Master! Master! Bad news. There's a demon tiger at the core formation stage outside. I would have trembled in fear before, but now this is just experience points delivered to my doorstep. Here comes more domain points. Then, under Bao's bewildered gaze, I swaggered out. Let's go. Master will slay the demon, but the tiger was acting abnormally cautious. It had been attracted by the aroma, but upon seeing the man with the cauldron-sized fist instantly kill a ghost and another person, it was terrified. It originally wanted to leave, but the aroma was truly too enticing. So fragrant, it muttered. Seeing that I was gesturing outside, Bao asked curiously, Master, what kind of martial arts are you performing? But I was experimenting whether my invincible domain could mask the scent of my immortal body. Then, under the constant temptation of my immortal body, the tiger finally couldn't resist any longer. Who could withstand such a temptation? Without a second thought, it leaped out from the bushes and charged towards me, but I remained calm. I'm a man with an invincible domain. Slaying a core formation tiger is a piece of cake. It's just that the effect of the invincible domain on my scent remains to be seen. Bao, on the other hand, was already terrified. It's all an act. How could I not be afraid? After all, I'm currently a walking elixir. The tiger was clearly driven mad by the aroma I exuded. Driven by instinct, it charged forward. Immortal body, incoming. But when this cute big cat entered my invincible domain, it couldn't help but be stunned. What's going on? Why can't I move? Looking at the big cat in front of me, I couldn't help but laugh. What bad intentions could a kitty have? It just wants to eat people. Too bad, you want to eat me. Time to make your final contribution, kitty. Bao. Bao was completely stunned. You defeated the core formation demon tiger just by standing there without moving. I also instructed, go and chop up this tiger. Make Master happy. Yes, Master. Bao, holding the chopper, thought to herself, Master is truly amazing. I must hug his thigh tightly. Following Master means he'll have meat to eat. The next moment, Bao used all her strength and stabbed towards the tiger, but the chopper in her hand broke on the spot. Bao almost cried. Master, what do we do now? I initially didn't want to show off, but I was forced to. Is it so hard to be an invincible man? I picked up the broken chopper. Bao, watch carefully. Master will only demonstrate this once. Before, I had no technique, just hacking away. But this is a strike from me, empowered by the invincible domain. Even a casual swing cleaved through the entire tiger. System prompt. Host has slain a core formation stage level demon tiger. Obtained domain points. I laughed inwardly. This is much better than that female ghost. Bao was dumbfounded. Although she had anticipated it, reality still shocked her. Killed with a single strike. And the system reminded me again, the invincible domain can be upgraded. Overjoyed, I immediately became a hands-off boss. The rest is up to you. Remember to cut the meat like you're butchering a pig. Bao stared blankly at the broken chopper. Oh, and I began to study my invincible domain. Invincible domain system, level. Function. Invincible strength. Consume domain points to upgrade to level. Unlocked function. Empower all things. I suddenly thought of something important and instructed Bao, that tiger's bones are good stuff. Save them for me. Don't lose them. Bao replied, understood, Master. In my mind, I asked the system, what kind of skill is empower all things? But the system, being a true dog, refused to tell me. I had no choice but to give up. You'll find out later. The system also gave a humane prompt. System upgrading, please wait. With a ding, the system upgrade was complete. New function unlocked. Empower all things. After reading the description of the new function, I couldn't help but sigh. This is too awesome. Empower all things, as the name suggests, can imbue all things with spirituality and grant control over everything within the invincible domain. Seeing such an amazing introduction, I immediately called out to my handyman, Bao. Quickly bring me some grass. Bao was still not used to my sudden whims. After a moment of bewilderment, she agreed and ran off. And you'll see if this empower all things function is as powerful as described. Bao returned with some grass. Master, here's the grass. After getting the grass, I started acting like a professional. I continuously poured energy into the grass, and my silly disciple just stood there blankly, drool flowing uncontrollably. As if in a trance, she walked towards me. Seeing this, I couldn't help but shudder. This little girl wouldn't be thinking of violating me, would she? The next moment, Bao pounced on me. Master, how did this grass suddenly become a spiritual herb of the spiritual level? Realizing her attention was on the grass in my hand, I breathed a sigh of relief. Then I pushed her away. Don't interrupt. I'm busy. I continued observing the grass. It's still far from my goal. I wonder if it can reach that stage. Bao also watched with fascination, occasionally making strange noises. I immediately reprimanded her, be quiet. If you make any more noise, they'll throw you out. After a while, the grass slowly changed, and with a poof, it transformed into a little sprite. Seeing the little sprite, I couldn't help but be amused. Success. Bao's worldview was completely shattered. It transformed. Master, it transformed. The newly born sprite was startled and trembled. I turned and scolded Bao, why are you shouting so loud? You'll scare it, but my goal was far from over. I condensed another blade of grass into a pill. This is a gift for you becoming my disciple. This pill is filled with life essence. Seeing that Bao was still stunned, I urged, what are you waiting for? Quickly take it. Master will protect you. Hearing my urging, Bao snapped back to reality. Thank you, Master. Bao will definitely live up to Master's expectations. I didn't take it seriously and turned to look at the little sprite. From now on, you'll call you Xiao Bao Bao. As if responding to me, the little sprite chirped. Bao was still immersed in joy. Master is truly amazing. An ordinary blade of grass, after Master casually squeezed it, can transform into a spiritual herb. Then she swallowed the pill in one gulp. A massive life essence surged through Bao's body. I broke through. She couldn't believe it, and I received a system prompt. Your disciple Bao has broken through from Qi refining stage level to Qi refining stage level. Obtain domain points. Looking at Bao, I was dumbfounded. That works too. I just casually refined a pill, and she broke through. The system explained, because you have a master-disciple relationship with Bao, whenever your disciple improves, you will gain domain points. The higher their cultivation, the more domain points you gain. If I take on more disciples and their cultivation continuously improves, wouldn't I have an endless supply of domain points? The first ability of Empower All Things is so useful, the second one surely won't be bad. Just as I was lost in thought, my attention was suddenly drawn to the treasure sword. Bao also looked at the seemingly ordinary treasure sword and asked, Master, could this be the legendary immortal sword? I was clueless. Immortal sword. Can you eat it? Bao explained, Master, don't you know? Yesterday, a powerful figure blasted a huge hole in the sky. My father said an immortal sword fell down, and everyone is looking for it now. I pretended to be ignorant. That's really a pity I didn't see it myself. Then I picked up the already dim treasure sword. This sword looks pretty bad. I wonder what will happen if I repair it with Empower All Things. As I poured in my energy, the rusty treasure sword gradually regained its luster, revealing its true appearance. Bao was mesmerized. This sword is so beautiful. After my modifications, the leaping sword seemed to have become much stronger. But if I wanted to break it, I could do so with little effort. Still useless to me. As if sensing my power, the sword trembled slightly. This is the so-called immortal sword. It's nothing special. I casually tossed it to Bao. Do you like it? It's yours. Bao excitedly caught the sword. After Bao received the sword, the entire atmosphere changed. It felt as if she was facing a ferocious beast. Sensing this terrifying aura, Bao couldn't help but wonder, how strong is Master? He doesn't even care about such terrifying power. I turned to look at me with a flattering look. Master, you're truly amazing. But I, as the person involved, didn't feel anything. It was just a useless broken sword, but my show was just getting started. I activated Empower All Things. Watch carefully, Master will show you another trick. The dilapidated temple that was barely standing a moment ago instantly transformed into a luxurious courtyard. Seeing this magic-like transformation, Bao was stunned. It even changed the dilapidated temple. Seeing Bao's amazed expression, I said complacently, of course, this is the only place worthy of a hidden expert like me. Alright, stop staring. It's late. Go to sleep. But this little girl fell asleep as soon as I said that. Is it because she's too weak after transforming? Just then, a large hole was blasted in the newly repaired roof. A giant figure appeared before me. Bauer. I didn't expect anyone from the Kulu sect to still be alive. Several more figures appeared on the roof, and the giant continued to shout arrogantly, Bauer. Come out and meet me. Bauer hid behind me, trembling. We're doomed, and the giant continued to wreak havoc on the roof, showing no restraint. Suddenly, another group of people landed from the sky. I didn't expect such a place with abundant spiritual energy to exist in these remote mountains, but the newcomers didn't seem to take me seriously. Seeing the trembling Bauer, they said greedily, there's even a transformed spiritual plant. I must have this treasure land, but the giant from before wouldn't back down. Get lost. I discovered this place first, then both sides seemed to reach an agreement. Let's fight. After these two old fools finished their performance, my voice echoed, shouldn't you ask the owner of this treasure land before claiming it? Especially that guy who keeps destroying my roof. I'm very unhappy right now, seeing that I was just a mortal, the giant sneered. The owner of this treasure land will be me, Li Batian, from now on. Then he burst out laughing. A mere child. I, Li Batian, have killed countless mortals like you, but the withered old man on the other side retorted, don't you look at yourself in the mirror. This treasure land can only belong to my Kulu sect, looking at these noisy guys, who could tolerate this. Uncle can tolerate, but Shinshin can't. You'll all become my domain points, but the problem now is that they are not within my invincible domain, but my best handyman isn't just for show. She immediately started verbally attacking them, and I put on a master's demeanor, nodding repeatedly. The giant was successfully enraged by Bauer. It was you who killed Golden Core Li Xiao. Although I'm invincible, it's only within my domain. I'm still afraid of this giant's aura. I turned to the side. That's right, it was me. What are you going to do about it? The withered old man on the other side looked like a spectator, waiting for the show, and the giant charged directly towards me. You mortal, you're courting death. I, Li Batian, have killed countless like you. The mortal souls trapped within my treasure sword had already reached tens of thousands, and the withered old man seemed unable to stand it any longer. Li Batian, stop acting tough. As for you two, hand over the treasures. I'll spare your lives. To this, I sneered, hand over the treasures. I'll let you live. Now get lost. At this moment, they also entered my invincible domain. Just as I was about to put on a show, Bauer suddenly shouted, shut up. How dare you speak to my master like that? You're courting death. She immediately looked at me aggrieved. He was the one chasing after Li Xiao earlier, and I was just protecting my chicken. If it weren't for me stopping the chicken, I would have twisted his head off and given it to master as a chamber pot. It seems that Bauer went too far, daring to suggest using his head as a chamber pot. The giant couldn't bear it any longer and attacked. Damn girl. I'll kill you. I couldn't ignore Bauer's loyalty. I raised my hand. Within my domain, I control everything. The giant's seemingly unstoppable attack instantly vanished, but this wasn't the end. I pointed at the giant. And your cultivation, hand it over. The giant froze on the spot, looking incredulously at the scene before him. What's going on? My cultivation. Then those bastards who trespassed on my property knelt down one after another, their cultivation levels regressing to the chi refining stage. And I said casually, I remember chi refining is the lowest level, followed by foundation establishment, golden core, nascent soul, and then something like soul formation or something, right? You can defeat him at the golden core stage. You'll weaken them to the chi refining stage for you. You can at least beat them up then, right? This vivid humiliation made the withered old man tremble in fear, but I didn't pay him any mind. Instead, I patted Bauer's head. Go ahead, Bauer. Taking revenge yourself is the most satisfying, and the giant, whose cultivation was suppressed by me, was still struggling. Of course, I wouldn't bother arguing with a dead man. I put on an indifferent look. Yes, I'm shameless. What are you going to do about it? Bauer immediately charged forward. Bastard. I'll avenge my dead fellow disciples, but the giant sneered. You. Even your father couldn't kill me, let alone you. Although I'm suppressed to the chi refining stage, killing you is as easy as pie, but Bauer wasn't someone to be trifled with. She charged forward. The giant also drew his sword to meet the attack, but Bauer wielded the immortal energy-imbued sword I gave her. How could it not pierce through a mere broken armor? A sky-piercing slash whistled out. The seemingly invincible giant was instantly sliced in half. The withered old man above instantly concluded, the treasure must be the weapon in Bauer's hand. Greed overcame reason. But just as he was about to make a move, the old man suddenly froze, just because I glanced at him. This old man hadn't lived all these years for nothing. Seeing that there's an unfathomable monster like me here, he immediately chose to flee, and Bao looked at them with a distorted expression. It was you who insulted my master just now, don't run. I'm very gentle. Bao shot out another energy wave. The remaining fleeing fish were also pierced through and turned into torches. At this moment, the system prompted. Your disciple has slain 3 golden core cultivators. Obtain domain points. So Ling Bao killing people also gives me domain points. Such a good deal. Nice. Use domain points. My invincible domain expanded to 22 meters. At this point, Bao had already returned excitedly. Master, how should we deal with those people? Why not roast them all? They are all bad guys. They deserve it. I felt a surge of disgust. Sure enough, fans are all psychopaths. Then the withered old man immediately said, you're slandering us. My Kulu sect has been around for decades and is a righteous sect. How could we be evil? It must be a misunderstanding. He then shouted to the remaining disciples, what are you waiting for? Apologize to this senior. Then he switched to a pitiful expression. Senior, please forgive our minor transgressions. Spare our lives. So, under the withered old man's leadership, those disciples kowtowed on my floor, begging for mercy. Seeing this sincere group of people, I couldn't help but show mercy again. But I'm not someone who can be easily fooled by a few words. Those tricks you just used were filled with vengeful spirits. Do you think I'm blind? The old man, seeing that soft tactics didn't work, immediately led his disciples and charged at me. Kill him. Faced with this group of disciples, I didn't show any mercy. I backhanded a punch, turning the disciples in front of me into experience points. Only points for so many. Not even as much as a single golden core cultivator. Then the old man took advantage of the chaos and ran away. Bao said anxiously, it's bad. The Kulu sect master escaped. If he gets away, he'll definitely spread the news about the treasure, and more people will come. And I acted as if I was deep in thought. Yeah, what should we do? What if not enough people come? The scene shifts to the Kulu sect. The disciple I deliberately let go was thinking angrily, I can't beat that brat. He'll get the Grand Elder to avenge me. Just then, a disciple rushed in from outside, shouting, bad news. Our ancestor from 5,000 years ago, who achieved immortality, has manifested. He wants to see the Grand Elder. He's asking for you. Hearing this, the old man thought, wow, my ancestor has manifested. I have a golden thigh now. Then the old man hurriedly went to the ancestral hall, and kowtowed repeatedly to the ancestor in front of him. And the ancestor said imposingly, I've been ordered by the immortal lord and am about to descend. Hearing this, the bastard couldn't help but be overjoyed. The strongest in the ghost province is only at the nascent soul stage. My ancestor has long surpassed that realm. The domination of our sect is just around the corner. But how could such petty thoughts escape the ancestor's notice? A terrifying pressure emanated from him. Sensing this powerful force, the disciples instantly wet themselves. Ancestor, what's wrong? Then the ancestor said calmly, put away your petty thoughts and focus on serving me. Otherwise he casually flicked his hand. These little bastards immediately calmed down and dared not have any more ulterior motives. And the first order the ancestor gave was to find the immortal sword that had fallen from the upper realm. Hearing this, the little old man saw his opportunity and shouted to the ancestor, Ancestor, I know where the immortal sword is. Hearing about the immortal sword, the ancestor immediately became excited. Tell me. Where is it? The little old man, hearing this, paused for a moment and casually gave my little temple a grand name, Immortal Temple, and I had already used my cheat to erase all traces of the fight. My handyman Bao also became more accustomed to her role, taking care of my daily needs. As for cultivation, I just need to enjoy this comfortable life. Although this life is good, the range of my domain is currently only meters. Food still relies on Bao going out to forage. When I first obtained the domain, I was only invincible within its range, unable to control anything, and my senses were just like an ordinary person's. After upgrading and obtaining the Empower All Things skill, I finally gained control over everything within the domain, and my senses became sharper. But no matter how invincible I am, it's only within the domain. Outside the domain, I'm just an ordinary person, unable to even protect Bao. Is there any way to give Bao a cheat or something? That way, you'll have a bodyguard when I go out. Looking at Bao and Xiao Bao playing, I suddenly thought, since grass can be empowered into spiritual herbs, and even pills, can I enhance Bao as well? Thinking of this, I went over and grabbed Bao. Come with master. I have a treasure I want to try on you. Seeing my gleaming eyes, Bao couldn't help but feel scared. Master, what do you want to do? Facing the bewildered Bao, I increased my acting. Bao, master has a way to improve your cultivation. It will be a bit painful at first, but as long as you endure it, you'll be reborn. How about it? Want to try it with master? Hearing my confusing explanation, Bao blushed. Improve cultivation. A bit painful. Reborn. Bao combined these words in her mind and finally reached a conclusion. Could it be that Master wants Todule cultivate? Then, with a shy expression, she said, Master, isn't this a bit too fast? It's my first time this isn't appropriate, is it? Did you hear that, everyone? She didn't refuse, and I wasn't aware that Bao had already thought of something else. I increased the pressure. It's best to experience it for the first time. The effects are better. Bao hesitated, seeming to be on the verge of breaking through the final barrier, and various thoughts raced through my mind. In the end, I made the decision that went against common sense. As if to encourage herself, she shouted, Arth. I'm ready, Master. Come on. And I was still oblivious, our conversation's not on the same wavelength. I praised her, good. That's my good disciple. Focus your mind later, or there will be a risk of chi deviation. Remember, Bao also made preparations. Come on. Bring it on. But she quickly realized something was wrong. She asked with a dumbfounded look, Master, can dual cultivation kill someone? At this point, how could I have the mood to answer her? I placed my hand on her head, and activated my cheat. Cheat, lend me your power. Empower life essence. Then I asked, how do you feel? Bao also felt the changes in her body. Master. But then Bao suddenly asked, Master, you were really just helping me cultivate. I couldn't help but be taken aback. What else would I be doing? Hearing this, Bao seemed a bit disappointed. At this time, how could I have the time to consider Bao's words? I instructed, Bao, focus. Next, Master will increase the intensity. Carefully sense the energy entering your body. A burst of electric light and fire surged. Bao kept uttering some unspeakable lines. Finally, Bao reached the current limit of her spiritual level, but Bao's attribute panel didn't change at all. Why hasn't she leveled up? Let me try harder. Then I increased the intensity of my output, pouring even more powerful energy continuously into Bao's body through my fingers. Hold on. However, in return, Bao screamed. The screaming finally stopped after a while, and Bao collapsed. She kept murmuring, Master, it hurts. Seeing Bao in pain, I couldn't help but doubt myself. Did I harm Bao by doing this? As my output continued to increase, Bao felt even more pain. It hurts. My body is about to burst from the energy, but I didn't stop. Instead, I encouraged Bao, hold on. If you persevere, you'll be reborn. But if you don't, you'll die. Memories of her past hard work and cultivation flashed through Bao's mind. Seeing her past struggles, Bao found motivation. I can't die. I still have to accompany Master and travel the world. How can I die here? Holding on to this belief, Bao's aura continuously strengthened. Bolts of lightning struck down from the 9 heavens, but they were all blocked by my invincible domain. The heavenly Tao seemed to be unhappy and cursed. Do you think him dead? Daring to defy fate right under my nose. How audacious, but I was in no mood to pay attention to it. I held Bao. How are you feeling? Are you okay? Bao said with a flushed face. Master, Bao persevered. Looking at Bao, I wondered, there are 9 levels in this world, and it said there's even a legendary 10th level. I wonder what level Bao has reached now. The heavenly Tao exploded. Damn it. You're ignoring me. I'll strike you down, you damn couple. Although I, with my invincible domain, was fine, the animals in the surrounding forest suffered. Among them, 3 demon kings appeared. Such a commotion. Could it be that the treasure from last night has appeared? One demon king said with lingering fear, such terrifying tribulation lightning. If it directly hit me, I would be dead. The snake king agreed. Not just us. I'm afraid this entire mountain would disappear, and I, being such a frugal man, naturally didn't waste the tribulation lightning. I used it all as nutrients for Bao to absorb. The 3 demon kings witnessed this scene and were dumbfounded. The tribulation lightning didn't hurt her, and was still alive. Look. There seems to be someone at the center of the tribulation lightning. It's even a human, and the heavenly Tao complained, you're shameless. Just you wait. Next time, you'll definitely strike you down. After the heavenly Tao's voice disappeared, the 3 great demons reached a consensus and rushed towards us. Looking at the 3 demon kings appearing in the sky, I was indifferent. They were just 3 experience points, and the snake demon said, she's not a spirit, she's a living person. I didn't expect a mere year-old to have such aptitude. The fox demon's eyes widened. This girl has extraordinary aptitude. She must be a prodigy of the human race. If nurtured, she'll definitely become a powerful figure. I don't want the treasure anymore, but I must have this girl. And Bao's cultivation level kept rising rapidly. Along with a series of system prompts, my domain points kept increasing. At this moment, my ambition swelled, completely unaware that the fox demon was eyeing Bao, planning to snatch her away. The fox demon also didn't hold back. This is my future disciple. You two, step aside. And the Ox King, also known as the Honest Ox Cultivator, grabbed the fox demon. Nonsense. I want this girl too. The treasure belongs to whoever gets her. Just as the fox demon and the Ox King were arguing, the Snake King also joined in. My dear disciple, in here, seeing that the fox demon was about to lose her temper, she transformed into her true form and pounced. And the Snake King was shocked. You're serious? Just as a chaotic battle was about to unfold, the Ox King suddenly interrupted this meaningless fight. The key moment still relies on the Ox King. The fox demon and the Snake King were also stopped by the Ox King. Then the Ox King came over and said, why don't we just ask the little girl? She can choose who she wants to follow. Wouldn't that be a win-win situation? Just then, Bao woke up. Seeing Bao awaken, I stopped what I was doing. You're awake. How do you feel? Bao stretched. I've broken through to the golden core stage level. As Bao's master, I couldn't help but feel a strong sense of accomplishment. With this, Bao can gather food much faster, and Bao slapped her own face. Golden core stage level. That's already at the elder level. Am I dreaming? Seeing Bao in a daze, I directly handed over the storage rings of those experience points. Here, this is your reward. Use them. Bao was stunned when she saw the storage rings in my hand. Master, these cultivation resources are worth half a sect. Are you really giving them all to me? And I put on an indifferent look. Of course, I don't care about these things. But the truth is, I can't cultivate and can't open these storage rings. And I have the invincible domain. I don't need them. My current small goal is to expand the invincible domain to cover the entire cultivation world. Just then, the three demon kings spoke. Looking at the three great demons, Bao also confirmed their identities. They were all demon kings. The Ox King flexed his muscles. My future disciple sure has good taste. I, your father, am a nascent soul demon king. Then he took out 3 demon pills and said, these are 3 demon pills condensed from the essence of 3 great demons. If you become my disciple, these 3 demon pills are yours as a gift. The Snake King immediately pushed the Ox King aside. Get lost. What are you doing trying to bribe someone with 3 broken pills? I have the eternal youth pill here. Just eat it, and you can maintain your youthful appearance forever. There's only one in the entire lower realm. Become my disciple, and it's yours. And I'm very handsome. If you have any thoughts about me as your master in the future, I can also consider. Bao instantly fell silent. Eternal youth pill become his disciple. The fox demon introduced herself. I am also at the nascent soul stage. I don't have any apprenticeship gifts, but if you're willing to become my disciple, you will be the young lord of my Sky Demon Fox clan. I can easily gather resources for you and help you ascend. The Ox King and the Snake King rolled their eyes. This bitch is up to no good. Using such underhanded tricks. Shameless. And the Fox Demon continued to tempt Bao. Come on, become my disciple. But Bao's next words ruined their plans. I don't want them. 3 pills, 1 pill each, she said, as if struck by lightning. It seemed they didn't expect this. The Fox Demon said smugly, I already have a master. With my master, not just immortality, even becoming a god is a piece of cake. My master is the best. The most awesome, and the Fox Demon was furious. Who is your master? It was my turn to make a grand entrance. Naturally, it's me. Seeing that I was just a mortal, the Fox Demon was about to charge at me and teach me a lesson. But I put on an indifferent attitude and ignored her. The Fox Demon was indignant on Bao's behalf. You don't say anything. I thought you were her servant. A mere mortal, how dare you deceive us? The Ox King's aura intensified. It seemed he wanted to eliminate me to impress Bao, so I said nonchalantly, come on, let me see what a so-called Demon King is capable of. The Ox King couldn't tolerate such provocation and charged directly. But the next moment, something that shocked everyone happened. I stood there, unmoving, and blocked the Ox King's full-powered attack. Ox King, use more strength. Did you not eat grass today? If you're like this, I won't give you a tip. And you'll have to eat dirt. And you two so-called experts, come at me together. Let me experience your power. Seeing that the 3 great demons still didn't move, I smiled faintly. Do you really think that's all you've got? Let me show you what I can do. With a flick of my little finger, bang, bang, bang. I snapped my fingers. But this wasn't just for show. A powerful energy instantly pierced through the Ox King. The Snake King was shocked. With just a snap, he severely injured the Ox King, who has the strongest physique among the demon race. And I continued to make the international hand gesture of provocation, my contempt overflowing. Seeing my casual demeanor, the 3 demon kings were also stunned and didn't know what to do. Now, do you think him qualified to be her master? The 2 demon kings immediately knelt down and said flatteringly, Senior, you're joking. If you're not qualified, then who is? Then, the Snake King, with a strong sense of survival, offered the immortal fruit. Disturbing Senior's rest was our fault. Please accept this small token of apology. Seeing this guy being so worldly, I thought about taking them as my underlings. The Snake King, seeing no reaction from me, panicked. I'm finished. You'll probably die here today, and I wouldn't let these treasures go to waste. I took the fruit and asked about its origins. The Snake King honestly explained the origins of the fruit, and I once again fell into deep thought. The Snake King thought to himself, this great god has accepted the eternal youth pill. Considering the great demons of my snake race, he probably won't do anything to me. And I ignored the Snake King and turned to look at the drooling Bauer. I tossed the immortal fruit to her. Here, eat it. Remember to save the core for me. Bauer, seeing the immortal fruit she had longed for, was overjoyed. Thank you, master. I noticed that Bauer's body had a hint of immortal aura. It seems that what the old man said about immortal fruits improving one's physique is true. Then I took the core that Bauer had eaten. With this, I might be able to grow one myself. I casually found a spot in the courtyard and threw the core down. Seeing my seemingly idiotic behavior, the 2 demon kings carefully reminded me, Senior, the growing environment for immortal fruits is very important. Even though this is a treasure land, it's not very suitable for growing immortal fruits. The Ox King, also a powerful body cultivator, also recovered. Then, under their watchful eyes, a golden light illuminated the entire temple. Then I looked at the towering immortal tree and said calmly, this land can grow anything I want it to. An immortal tree. Naturally, it can grow. The fox demon muttered, turns out the clown is myself. Although I had the immortal tree, I didn't intend to let these 3 go. You have to pay the price for trespassing on my territory and causing me great emotional distress. How should I deal with you? The 3 of them immediately prostrated themselves, crying and begging, Senior, please spare our lives. They looked nothing like the nascent soul demon kings they were. Seeing this, I knew it was time for my plan A. Really? Then I'll give you a chance. Submit to me, or die. Think carefully, you only have one chance. The Ox King was the first to react. He immediately knelt down and said, I, Lao Nio, am willing to submit to Senior and serve you faithfully. Then the Fox Demon and the Snake King also followed suit, not daring to disobey. I was quite satisfied with their performance. I said immediately, from now on, you will address me as master. Don't worry, following me has many benefits. Then I used my special technique. 3 spiritual imprints entered their bodies, and the 3 of them underwent a transformation, and the heavenly Tao appeared again. You again. One defying fate isn't enough. You're doing 3 at once. You'll strike you down today and teach you a lesson. Seeing the descending tribulation lightning, the 3 demons were terrified. Just escaped the tribulation, and here comes another. We're doomed. Seeing the 3 lying flat, I stood in front of them. Don't be afraid, get behind me. You'll handle the tribulation lightning. So the result of the tribulation lightning strike was obvious. It was useless. Then I moved my finger and divided the tribulation lightning into 3 parts, directing each part into their bodies to strengthen them. High in the sky, the heavenly Tao, seeing its tribulation lightning transformed into nourishment and absorbed by the 3 demons, was furious. Damn it. Just you wait. Next time, you'll definitely strike you down. After the heavenly Tao's voice faded, the 3 demons began cultivating seriously and then respectfully said, Thank you, Master, for helping us improve our aptitude. I asked with a wicked smile, how much did you improve? And the Snake King said unhurriedly, Master, your subordinate will test it with the aptitude stone. The aptitude levels correspond to red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet, 7 colors in total. The highest is violet. The aptitude stone in his hand instantly turned black. The Snake King was dumbfounded. What the? The Fox Demon and the Ox King also tested themselves. The results were the same, pitch black. I tried my best to control my expression and said calmly, it's just level. This is nothing. Level is easy for me as well. Calm down. Then the 3 demon kings prostrated themselves again. Master is truly amazing. Bauer asked curiously, I want to test too. What's my aptitude now? The Fox Demon was very perceptive and handed over the aptitude stone. Miss, you can try it too. And I was also very curious. I just casually improved the 3 demon kings, and they reached level. What level has Bauer, whom I fully empowered, reached? The stone in Bauer's hand began to shine. The color of the stone changed one after another, until it reached gold. But just as it turned gold, it instantly dimmed. The Fox Demon and the Snake King were puzzled. What's going on? Even if it's not level, it shouldn't become transparent. Bauer looked at me aggrieved. And I was a bit confused. Then Bauer suddenly burst into tears. I have no aptitude. No more. I couldn't help but think, what's going on? It was gold just now. The Snake King speculated, could it be that Miss Bauer has already reached the immortal level? Hearing the Snake King's words, Bauer instantly regained her energy. Master, am I now at the immortal level? I wasn't particularly impressed with this situation. After all, this fits the cliché of the story. Then I put on a show. The highest aptitude in the lower realm is level. But there are even higher levels above level. Bauer's current aptitude surpasses level. Of course, it can't be measured. Then, turning to the three dumbfounded demon kings, I said, as long as you follow me and perform well, not just immortality, even becoming a god is nothing in my eyes. Sensing my confident aura, the three demons thought to themselves, Master must be from the upper realm. If we can stay by Master's side, immortality is within reach. We're holding on to this golden thigh. I couldn't help but smile. I'm getting better and better at bluffing. Should I change my title to Bluff King? The Snake King suddenly said, Master, since Miss Bauer already has immortal level aptitude, we should celebrate. Let me go catch a Dragonfire Chicken King to congratulate Miss Bauer. Hearing about the Dragonfire Chicken King, I immediately felt that this wasn't simple. It must be delicious. The Fox Demon also explained, the Dragonfire Chicken King possesses a trace of ancient Phoenix bloodline. Its meat is incredibly delicious, a true delicacy. It's also very beneficial for body cultivation. Master, hearing the Fox Demon's tempting description, Bauer started drooling. Master, let me go. I just want to try out my current strength. Seeing Bauer's genuine desire, I wouldn't stop her. And that withered old man who had been silent for so long finally appeared, secretly observing Bauer. But Bauer, oblivious, happily went back with the roasted chicken feast for Bauer, excitedly looking forward to returning. Bauer kept thinking, afraid that she would be too late and I would go hungry. After observing for a while, the old man discovered that Bauer was alone. He took his thugs and charged towards Bauer. Seeing several figures suddenly appear, Bauer was startled and almost fell. After calming down, Bauer realized that the person in front of her was from the Kulu sect. Especially sensing the aura from those black-robed elders, she panicked even more. They are all at the nascent soul stage, but Bauer didn't retreat. She said, Old man, have you forgotten how my master beat you black and blue last time? She was also planning her escape route, but how could the little old man in front of her be intimidated? He brandished his soul summoning plate and said with a sinister smile, after I kill you and obtain the immortal sword, you'll be next. But the immortal sword couldn't stand being treated like this by its master, a withered old man instead of a beautiful girl. It instantly emitted a golden light, and knocked away the old man's attack. The old man was stunned. You've already reached the golden core stage. You were only at the foundation establishment stage a few days ago. The black-robed elder also said, this girl is terrifying. She's already made an enemy of us. We can't let her live today. Then he ordered, kill her. No survivors. After receiving the order, the old man led the vengeful spirits from the soul summoning plate and charged towards Bauer. But Bauer wasn't a pushover. With the power I bestowed upon her and the enhanced sword, Bauer was now unstoppable. The two forces clashed. Bauer, at the golden core stage level, forcefully withstood the full-powered attack of a nascent soul cultivator. But this attack almost depleted all of Bauer's spiritual energy. Bauer no longer hesitated and ran towards the immortal temple. The old man, seeing that his strongest attack was easily blocked by Bauer, couldn't help but feel frustrated. This is a difference of 6 whole realms. He no longer hesitated and chased after Bauer. Back at the temple, the Fox Demon was setting up mahjong tiles and urging, Ox King, you playing or not? And the Snake King was also anxious. Hurry up. The flowers I'm holding are about to wilt. And I, the inventor of mahjong, kept urging, faster, faster. Even a hen laying eggs isn't as slow as you. After about half an hour, the Ox King finally played his tile. As the Ox King played his tile, I smiled. Sorry, a full flush. I win. My mahjong skills were fully displayed. And I thought to myself, playing mahjong is truly the best. The Ox King, seeing that he had dealt the winning tile, started acting shamelessly, throwing his tiles away. Win, my ass. It's all your fault. I wasn't going to play the. Now look. The Fox Demon retorted, you lost and you blame us. Let's play again. Seeing the 3 demons having fun, I couldn't help but worry about Bauer. It's getting late. Bauer should be back soon, right? The Fox Demon comforted me. She should be back soon. With Bao's strength, catching a few Dragon Fire Chicken Kings is easy. Master, you don't have to. Before she could finish, the fox demon sensed something was wrong. Why is Bao's aura getting weaker? Could she be injured? But how could I know what the fox demon was thinking? I said, why would I worry? I have confidence in Bao's strength. As long as she doesn't encounter a nascent soul cultivator, she'll be fine. Seeing my confident look, the Ox King and the Snake King communicated telepathically. Should we tell Master that Bao's aura is getting weaker and weaker? The Snake King, thinking that I already had everything under control, told the Ox King not to worry. The fox demon was also restless. She could only assume that I had a poker face and chose to keep quiet. Meanwhile, Bao was running for her life, still holding onto the feast despite the life or death situation. Suddenly, Bao saw a familiar figure through the trees. She couldn't help but feel joy. Master, just as Bao called out, a purple lightning bolt struck down from the sky towards Bao. Because she was running too fast, Bao didn't have time to dodge and took the full brunt of the attack. A mouthful of blood spurted from her mouth. The attacker was a man and a woman in black. The woman said smugly, after suffering this blow from me, even if this girl doesn't die, she won't live much longer. Take her back and refine her into a ghost servant. Bao fainted. Seeing the immortal sword, those people immediately turned and chased after it. The woman in black also instantly gave chase, and grabbed the escaping immortal sword. The woman couldn't help but admire, as expected of an immortal sword. Such power. No wonder that golden core old man could hold on for so long. Seeing the sword in the villain's hand, the old man smiled sinisterly. Hand over the sword, little girl. The next moment, a ray of snow-white light shot up into the sky. But when the light dissipated, the old man stared ahead in terror, stammering, "You." It was the fox demon who had arrived. She casually picked up the old man and said menacingly, "Who gave you the guts to touch Miss Bauer? You're courting death." And our brave Ox King also exuded his might. "How dare you touch Master's precious disciple? He'll kill you." The Snake King also appeared behind the old man and whispered, "Friend, I advise you to surrender. Otherwise." Thus, my three underlings made their grand entrance. Under the fox demon's care, Bauer also woke up. Looking at the fox demon in front of her, she asked, "Did Master send you?" The fox demon gently explained what had happened. The three demons couldn't hold back any longer and said anxiously, "Master, Miss Bauer's aura is getting weaker and weaker." The fox demon even said bluntly, "Even if it's a test for Miss Bauer. There's no need to go this far." The Ox King also said sadly, "Miss Bauer is dying." After this series of conversations, even an idiot like me knew that Bauer was in danger. I said seriously, "Bauer is my closest person. I don't want anything to happen to her. Bring her back safely." After receiving the order, the three demon kings immediately set off. Thus, the scene that just happened unfolded. Hearing the fox demon's explanation, Bauer also understood what had transpired. She said directly, "It was the people from Kulu sect who wanted to kill me. They have 3 nascent soul cultivators." Before Bauer could finish, a huge force surged, and Bauer fainted again. Seeing Bauer like this, the fox demon immediately instructed, "Bauer's soul is unstable. We must quickly bring her back to Master for treatment." But the 3 elders of the Kulu sect also arrived. The old man even said smugly, "Even if you take her back, it's useless. I've already trapped her soul. Without me lifting the curse, she'll definitely die." Hearing this, the Snake King sneered, "Friend, you don't seem very bright. This is a soul curse, I know. But I've heard that as long as the caster dies, the curse will naturally break." The Ox King clenched his fists. "How dare you use such a vicious method against Miss Bauer? He'll crush you." The Snake King also added, "My fellow Daoist, please don't act rashly. Our 3 grand elders are here. How can you kill us?" The woman in black also stepped forward. "I am the grand elder of the Kulu sect. Are you planning to oppose our sect?" How could this intimidate the Snake King? He has an even more terrifying golden thigh. Seeing the people outside still arguing, I anxiously jumped up. "Stop talking nonsense. Anyone who dares to touch my people will die." Hearing my angry roar, the Ox King no longer hesitated. He transformed into his true form and charged forward, roaring, "Charge!" And our Snake King naturally followed suit, transforming into a massive python, and charged. The 3 elders of the Kulu sect didn't dare to underestimate them. They joined forces and used the triangular Kulu formation for defense, but this kind of defense was nothing to our brave Ox King. With just a forceful charge, he broke through the formation. The leader even despaired. This stupid ox. Such power. Our 3-person defense is actually crumbling. The next moment, the triangular formation of the Kulu trio exploded, creating a cloud of smoke, and our Snake King seized the opportunity. Seeing the broken defense, he struck with a whip-like tail. he instantly knocked the three back. The leader's clothes were shredded. As for that old man, he was directly sent flying by the powerful shockwave. Seeing the old man being sent flying, the Snake King realized this was a good opportunity. After all, as long as he killed him, Bao's life wouldn't be in danger. Saying this, he transformed again and chased after the old man. Just then, the woman in black flashed and blocked his path. Brandishing her 40-meter-long saber, she said, "If you want to kill our sect master, you'll have to ask me first." Seeing the woman daring to stop him from eliminating the culprit, our Snake King became increasingly enraged. And the Ox King was rampaging, relying on his brute strength to shake off the two nascent soul experts who were holding him back. Back at the temple, I was sitting there, observing the distance, unable to sense anything. After all, outside the invincible domain, I couldn't even sense a single breath. If I hadn't let Bao go catch the Dragon Fire Chicken King, she wouldn't have suffered such a disaster. It was the same back in Changsheng sect. I couldn't protect anything. Now, I can't protect Bao either. If the invincible domain's abilities also applied to me, that would be great. Then I could cultivate, become stronger, protect the old man, protect Bao, and I wouldn't have to cower in this shell like a useless waste, unable to do anything. But now is not the time to think about this. Then my gaze became firm. I will definitely expand my invincible domain to cover the entire world. By then, will there be anyone I can't protect? Just then, a fire erupted in the distant forest, and that old man was hiding behind a rock, observing the battle between the nascent soul experts, while also feeling lucky that he had the protection of the three Grand Elders. And our fox demon was engaged in a fierce battle with one of them. During the fight, the female cultivator accidentally dropped the immortal sword she had just obtained. The immortal sword was tossed around by the various experts, suffering quite a bit. Coincidentally, it fell right in front of the old man. Seeing the immortal sword, the little old man couldn't help but be overjoyed. The heavens are helping me. As long as I take this immortal sword back and give it to the ancestor. But then he thought, if I take the immortal sword and run away now, and the three Grand Elders die here, how will I explain myself when I go back? At this time, the old man seemed to have made up his mind and thought confidently, the fate of the sect is now in my hands. I must not let them down. And I noticed the old man's subtle movements. This guy wants to. The old man suddenly darted out from behind the rock. And I noticed that his target was actually Bao, who was beside me. The old man charged forward with a flying leap. These three demon kings value Bao so much, he'll kidnap her and use her as leverage. At the same time, I also rushed towards Bao. You old bastard. He'll make you pay today. The old man, seeing the figure that suddenly appeared, couldn't help but be surprised. It's him. The moment our eyes met, I couldn't help but release my domineering aura. You old bastard, you're so audacious. Seeing my furious look, the old man couldn't help but tremble, remembering the fear from that day. Senior. Just then, the immortal sword seemed to have found its mother and flew out of the old man's hand towards Bao. Seeing this, I also didn't know what was happening. But I thought optimistically, after all, I am the chosen one. This small matter, but something even more surprising happened. The immortal sword transformed into a complete sword and attached itself to my arm. Can this thing read minds? It seems I underestimated it. Seeing the immortal sword willingly attach itself to me, the old man was dumbfounded. This is bad. I'm doomed. I have to run. Although I don't have the enhancement of the invincible domain right now, with my newly acquired divine skill, my confidence surged. You old bastard, you still want to run? You're dreaming. The old man, seeing me charging towards him like a madman, completely lost his composure. Just as he was panicking, I had already caught up. Bastard. Taste my iron fist. A golden light exploded. How spectacular. After a burst of earth-shattering special effects, the little old man was reduced to ashes, not even a single bone remaining. But the old man didn't die. His primordial spirit seized the opportunity to escape. The old man, having survived, couldn't help but rejoice. He didn't discover my primordial spirit, but my physical body is destroyed, and my centuries of cultivation is gone. Even if I go back, it'll probably just be refined into a vengeful spirit. The old man had a clear understanding of his situation. Just as he was in despair, he sensed a familiar aura. This is the aura of the immortal body. He started searching around. He quickly realized that the aura was emanating from me. Seeing this, the old man started to have ideas. After all, no matter human or demon, no one could resist the allure of the immortal body. I had already brought Bao back into the invincible domain. Seeing Bao unconscious, covered in terrifying wounds, these damned bastards from the Kulu sect are so ruthless. Those old bastards from the Kulu sect. I'll eradicate them all sooner or later. I examined Bao's injuries. Within the invincible domain, their life and death are in my control. No one can interfere. In calling the shots, I fed Bao a pill, and her injuries began to heal rapidly. Seeing this, I finally felt relieved. Fortunately, I made it in time. Otherwise, after my grand display of power, Bauer woke up. Her first words were filled with frantic apologies. Bauer is useless. I lost the Dragonfire Chicken King. Seeing Bauer's adorable look, I was deeply moved. Such a silly girl. At this moment, a loud explosion came from high above. The source of the explosion was our brave Ox King. The Ox King, at this moment, was like a Vajra descending, his roar earth-shattering. He perfectly countered the Kulu Sex demonic energy. The Fox Demon also suppressed her opponent, unleashing a series of attacks, sending the woman flying. She crashed heavily onto my floor tiles. Fortunately, I can repair them infinitely. Otherwise, I wouldn't know who to ask for compensation. And after several exchanges, the female cultivator's clothes became increasingly revealing, showing off her assets. And I couldn't take my eyes off her, staring intently. Seeing my lecherous gaze, the Ox King couldn't help but roar, "Where did this trash come from? How dare he look at me like that?" These days, even stray cats and dogs are so arrogant. Hearing this calf enter my invincible domain and still dare to speak so disrespectfully, I immediately became unhappy and rushed forward, slapping him across the face. "You must be new here." The calf was stunned by this sudden slap. Before he could speak, I slapped him again. Still not learned your lesson. These 2 consecutive slaps completely stunned the calf. It seemed he had never been humiliated like this in his life, but my attacks didn't stop. I jumped up and raised my hand again. Just as I was about to strike, I shifted my weight and landed a powerful kick. "You bastard. Didn't expect that, did you?" I stepped on his face with all my might. "Let you know what real power is." Then, in an extremely cool pose, I looked at the 2 bastards in the sky and said, "Come on. I'm waiting for you." Seeing my blatant provocation, the 2 immortals were furious. How dare he? The Fox Demon, seeing my impressive display of power, also shouted from the side, "Surrender obediently." My master's anger is terrifying. The calf, hearing the Fox Demon say master, couldn't help but guess, could it be a soul transformation expert? Feeling the pressure from his imagination, the calf finally surrendered. He turned to the person beside him and said, "Let's retreat." Just as they were about to retreat, the old man's cries for help came. Seeing the old man desperately begging for help, the leader hesitated. "What is that?" "It's yours." "Useless thing." Seeing the elder's miserable state, the old man also shouted angrily, "Who are you? How dare you interfere in our affairs?" Before the old man could finish, a cold voice echoed, "My name is Chen Chang'an." The sound instantly terrified those present. It was the legendary Chen Chang'an. I wanted to ask about this person's identity. Who is he? What's his relationship with Senior Chen from the Flying Immortal Mountain? Is it just a coincidence, sir? But I quickly reacted. After all, I am a man with big plans. It's not important. Then I quietly used Empower All Things, a critical strike. I instantly killed the old man, and at the same time, I took control of the remaining disciples. The disciples were terrified. They asked repeatedly, "What's going on?" The others also realized it and started shouting. "He's controlling them. Take the immortal treasure," and I put on a casual act. I pointed at the sky. "Who's making all the noise?" The poor souls instantly recognized my voice. It's him, and I put on a show. "So you demons still dare to appear? You really think him easy to bully, huh?" I moved my finger again, and countless small injuries appeared on the old man. He instantly screamed in pain. Who could withstand this? The old man couldn't help but cry out. Then he continued to yell at the sky, "Hurry up and call the big shots. I'm not their match," and the system prompt followed closely behind. Detected that nascent soul demons are approaching. "Host, please prepare to eliminate them." Seeing the large group of experience points coming, I was overjoyed. "Ha ha, I've been waiting for you." Just as I discovered the new experience points, the 2 remaining immortals suddenly became excited and chanted a spell. A group of demons appeared around them. The 2 demon kings instantly charged towards me. "Hand over your life, Chen Chang'an." I casually flicked my hand and trapped the 2 demon kings with chains. Seeing the lively scene, I was indifferent. "I know you're from the upper realm, but on my turf." I lifted one of them up and pierced through his body with a finger. "This is just a warning." The other demon kings witnessed this and trembled. What happened? Then I activated my unique skill, Soul Stealing Hand. The energy I gathered instantly devoured that poor guy. The system prompt came. "Congratulations to the host for slaying a demon king. Obtained domain points," and I threw the remaining demons out of my domain. I don't want to waste my energy on small fries. Seeing this scene, the 2 demon kings couldn't help but argue with each other. "What's going on? That guy, is he even human? The remaining ones were also terrified. They all lost their fighting spirit and knelt down one after another, begging for mercy. Spare me. Spare my life. Seeing their pleas for mercy, I didn't have any intention of letting them off. Surrender or die. Seeing me so determined, the demon kings no longer had any hope and chose to surrender. Then I casually placed a few spirit stones on their heads. This is your first warning. My true form finally appeared. The two demon kings looked at me submissively. We yield. We yield. I also nodded in satisfaction. That's right. This is how it should be. The two demons kowtowed. I casually said a few words and then left gracefully. Seeing the figure I left behind, the two demons secretly praised my might. We were lucky to survive, but Master is so strong. I haven't even fully displayed my abilities. Just as they were regretting, another figure descended from the sky and landed near them. The aura made the two demons tremble. The two turned around and looked at the approaching figure. It was Master. Then a familiar voice came. How did things go below? Did Chen Chang'an escape? The two demons immediately replied, Master, your subordinate has found Chen Chang'an's whereabouts. He's at the Cloud State City, and his cultivation has indeed reached the Golden Core stage level. What's so great about reaching the Golden Core stage? You'll crush him to death with a single slap. The newly arrived master didn't even bother looking at the two demons. Speak. The two demons also became serious. According to our sources, Chen Chang'an is from the Changsheng sect. And this Changsheng sect is very mysterious. The disciples in the sect are all incredibly powerful. We need to be careful when dealing with them. Hearing the two demons' words, the master also became serious. You're right. I almost forgot, there's another disciple of the Changsheng sect, a little pink-haired girl. I must remember to bring her back. I'll send some people down later to capture her and that guy Chen Chang'an. After giving his orders, the master also left directly. The two demon kings respectfully bowed and watched as their master left. Master is indeed wise. We were almost fooled by that brat Chen Chang'an. Back at the Cloud State City, I was sitting in the main hall, resting. After the battle, I received a system prompt. Congratulations to the host for reaching level. Reward. Immortal physique. I can finally cultivate properly. This is the beginning of my true cultivation journey. I thought. Then I noticed a problem. The storage ring of that old man is still there. I almost forgot about it. Let me see what's inside. Open the storage ring. The moment I opened it, countless items poured out. There were even some spirit stones and pills. This old man is quite wealthy. Then I distributed some resources to those who had helped me. After all, I'm now the city lord. I must take care of my people. As for the storage ring, we'll take it first. After all, this is spoils of war. System, open the treasure chests. I had accumulated several treasure chests and I was looking forward to the rewards. Opening the treasure chests. The system prompt came. Congratulations to the host for opening the treasure chests. Obtained, domain points. Only, points. So little. Just as I was complaining, the system gave me another surprise. Host, due to the large number of demon kings slain, an additional special reward is given. Domain points. Points. Not bad. Use the domain points. My domain's range increased again. Now my invincible domain covered almost half of the Cloud State City. Just as I was feeling proud, Bao's anxious voice came from outside. Master, Master. I quickly went out to greet her. What's wrong, Bao? Master, the Cloud State City is under attack. There are a lot of demons. What? I immediately rushed towards the city walls. Just as I arrived, I saw countless demons attacking the city. These demons were incredibly powerful. Even nascent soul cultivators were struggling against them. What should I do? Seeing this, I didn't hesitate. I activated Empower All Things. I am the city lord. You demons dare to attack my city. With a wave of my hand, golden light enveloped the demons, and they screamed in agony as they turned into ashes. And I heard the familiar system prompt. Obtain domain points. These demons are so weak. They are just experience points for me. I casually killed all the demons and gained a lot of domain points. It's too easy. Is there no one who can challenge me? Just when I was feeling invincible, a figure descended from the sky. I am the demon lord. Chen Chang'an, prepare to die. Seeing the newcomer, I smiled faintly. Another one who overestimates himself. You're just another experience point. The demon lord was enraged. You dare to underestimate me. He attacked me with all his might, but I didn't even move. I just stood there and took his attack head-on. The demon lord's attack didn't even scratch me. What? I smiled and said, you're too weak. You can't even break my defense. The demon lord was shocked. How is this possible? I didn't give him any chance to react. I punched him and sent him flying. Too weak. I shook my head and turned to leave. Chen Chang'an. I will be back. The demon lord roared. I ignored him and continued my cultivation. A few days later, I finally expanded my invincible domain to cover the entire Cloud State city. System, upgrade. The system prompt came. Upgrade successful. New function unlocked. Rebirth. With this function, I can revive anyone within my domain. I was overjoyed. Just then, Bao came running in. Master. Something big happened. What is it? The flying immortal mountain is under attack. Many people have died. What? I was shocked. Who dares to attack my flying immortal mountain? I immediately rushed to the flying immortal mountain. When I arrived, I saw a horrific scene. The entire mountain was in ruins, and countless people were dead, and the attacker was a group of immortals from the upper realm. You are Chen Chang'an. The leader of the immortals looked at me coldly. That's right. And you are? We are immortals from the upper realm. You have defied the heavens and disrupted the balance of the world. We are here to eliminate you. Eliminate me. You overestimate yourselves. I immediately attacked them. The immortals were shocked by my power. How is this possible? He is just a mortal. I smiled and said, you underestimate the power of mortals. I easily defeated the immortals. This is the power of mortals. After defeating the immortals, I revived everyone who had died. Thank you, Master. Everyone cheered. I looked at them and said, from now on, the flying immortal mountain will be a safe haven for all mortals. Long live Master. Everyone cheered again. I looked at them and smiled. This is my world. System prompt. Congratulations to the host for completing the mission. Reward. Domain points. Domain points. With this, I can finally expand my invincible domain to cover the entire Great Mountains. System, expand the domain. Expanding. My domain expanded rapidly, covering the entire Cloud State and even beyond. I felt an unprecedented sense of power. I am invincible. Just then, a system prompt came. Warning. A powerful enemy is approaching. A powerful enemy. I frowned. Who is it? A massive figure appeared in the sky, radiating a terrifying aura. It was a demon god from the upper realm. Chen Chang'an, you have defied the heavens and disrupted the balance of the world. I am here to eliminate you. The demon god roared, eliminate me. I sneered. You're just another experience point. I immediately attacked the demon god. The demon god was shocked by my power. How is this possible? You are just a mortal. I smiled and said, you underestimate the power of mortals. After a fierce battle, I finally defeated the demon god. System prompt. Congratulations to the host for slaying the demon god. Reward. Domain points. Domain points. With this, I can expand my domain even further. System, expand the domain. My domain continued to expand, covering more and more territory. I felt my power growing exponentially. Just then, another system prompt came. Warning. Multiple powerful enemies are approaching. This time, it was a group of immortals from the upper realm. Chen Chang'an, you have caused too much trouble. We are here to take you back to the upper realm. The leader of the immortals said, take me back. I sneered. You overestimate yourselves. I immediately attacked the immortals. The immortals were no match for me. They were quickly defeated. System prompt. Congratulations to the host for slaying the immortals. Reward. Domain points. This is incredible. System, expand the domain. My domain expanded again, covering almost the entire lower realm. I felt like a true god. Just then, a system prompt came. Congratulations to the host for unlocking the final level of the invincible domain. You are now the true master of the lower realm. I looked at my vast domain and smiled. I have finally reached the pinnacle of power. Just then, a beautiful woman appeared before me. It was Jiang Xianchu. Chang'an, impregnant, she said. Pregnant? I was stunned. With whose child? Yours, of course, she said. I looked at her belly and smiled. I am going to be a father. Just then, Bao, Hongyi, and Bai Yu came running in. Master, congratulations. They said. I looked at them and smiled. I am surrounded by beautiful women and powerful subordinates. I have everything a man could ever want. My life is perfect. Just then, a system prompt came. Warning. A powerful enemy is approaching. Another one. I frowned. Who is it this time? A massive figure appeared in the sky. It was even more powerful than the demon god I had defeated before. Chen Chang'an, you have defied the heavens and disrupted the balance of the world. I am here to judge you. The figure roared. Judge me. I sneered. You overestimate yourself. I immediately attacked the figure, but this time, I was no match for him. I was quickly defeated. You are too weak, Chen Chang'an. You are not worthy of being the master of the lower realm. The figure said, I am not worthy. I gritted my teeth. I will never give up. I used all my power to attack the figure again, but it was useless. I was defeated again. You are too weak, Chen Chang'an. It's time for you to die. The figure said. He raised his hand to strike me down. Just then, Jiang Xianju stepped forward and blocked the attack. Don't hurt him. She cried. Get out of the way, woman. The figure roared. I will never let you hurt him. She said. She used all her power to attack the figure, but it was useless. She was quickly defeated. You are too weak, woman. It's time for you to die. The figure said. He raised his hand to strike her down. Just then, Bao, Hongyi, and Bai Yu stepped forward and blocked the attack. Don't hurt our master. They cried. Get out of the way, you brats. The figure roared. We will never let you hurt our master. They said. They used all their power to attack the figure, but it was useless. They were quickly defeated. You are all too weak. It's time for you all to die. The figure said. He raised his hand to strike them all down. Just then, a bright light enveloped me. I felt my power growing exponentially. What's happening? The figure asked in surprise. I looked at him and smiled. It's time for you to die. I used all my power to attack him. This time, I was stronger than him. I quickly defeated him. System prompt. Congratulations to the host for slaying the enemy. Reward. Domain points. This is insane. System, expand the domain. My domain expanded rapidly, covering the entire world. I felt like the true master of the universe. Just then, a system prompt came. Congratulations to the host for reaching the final level of the game. You have won. I looked at my vast domain and smiled. I have finally conquered the world. My journey is complete. The end. I looked at Jiang Xianju and said, actually, I've been hiding something. But before I was sure of the outcome, I didn't know whether I should tell you. You go and rest. Later, have Nio take you back to the 9 sects. Nio, having witnessed my casually slaying immortals, became even more subservient. He no longer dared to force himself on Bao and even thoughtfully made tea for me with your old spirit spring water. Just as I was about to enjoy some tea, a rhythmic knocking came from outside. 2 stunning beauties walked in. It was Ningsu and Bai Yu coming to apologize. After some explanations, Ningsu thought to herself, Senior is Hongyi's master. With Hongyi here, he should forgive us for Hongyi's sake. Besides, I only imprisoned them, I didn't hurt them. Plus, we have immortals in the upper realm. He shouldn't go so far as to kill us, right? But at this moment, it was my solo performance. I darkened my face and said menacingly, you. In an instant, my domineering aura erupted from me. Ningsu couldn't withstand this pressure and knelt down. Sensing my powerful domineering aura, Ningsu was dumbfounded. This is the power that can slay immortals. Just a slight pressure and I, a nascent soul cultivator. I'm completely suppressed. If Senior wanted to kill me, it would probably only take a breath. My performance didn't stop. I said coldly, Ningsu, you are the most influential ruler in the Great Mountains. You have countless subordinates, respected and loved by your people. And are very united with your people. So, you're quite capable. Hearing this, Ningsu immediately said, I am willing to die to atone for my sins. Senior, please don't harm my people. Bai Yu also looked nervously and shouted, no, elder. You can't die. The next moment, Bai Yu knelt before me. Senior, please spare elder Ningsu. If Senior doesn't mind, Bai Yu is willing to do anything for you. Hearing this, I was a bit tempted. Then Bai Yu said to Ningsu, Bai Yu is willing to die. Moreover, it's Bai Yu's honor to die at Senior's hands. Seeing their loving devotion, I suddenly thought, the more friends, the better. The fewer enemies, the better. So I looked at Bai Yu. As long as I spare Ningsu and the Sky Demon Fox clan, you'll do anything. Bai Yu nodded firmly. Then I smirked and moved behind Bai Yu. Then show me your sincerity. Before Bai Yu could react, I raised my hand and smacked her butt hard with a stick. Ah! Bai Yu cried out in pain. After the first strike, more whipping sounds followed, along with Bai Yu's continuous moans. After a while of whipping, Bai Yu reached an unprecedented peak of pain, and her expression gradually became perverted, as if she was enjoying it. Ningsu, seeing his clansman being humiliated before his eyes, felt a pain in his chest. Ning-Su started to think, this person doesn't care about our background at all. In his eyes, we're just a bunch of insignificant ants. Seeing my satisfied look, Ning-Su finally understood that he hadn't intended to kill them from the beginning, but rather to slowly trample on their dignity. Those 12 immortals were our lesson. This man is a devil. Although I didn't know what Ning-Su was thinking, I was thoroughly enjoying myself. Spanking a girl's butt. This is something I've never dared to imagine. But I've also helped her clear her meridians for free. You've profited, Bai Yu. Bai Yu, seeing me stop, even said, you can hit harder. I can take it. Just as I was about to continue, Ning-Su rushed forward and shielded Bai Yu with his body. He shouted, Senior, if you have anything to do, come at me. Don't hurt Bai Yu anymore. I can. I casually slapped him away. Forget it. For Hong's sake, I'll spare you this time. Hearing my forgiveness, the two immediately transformed back into their demon forms and kowtowed to me. After enjoying this beautiful scene, I was in a good mood and took out a solidified spirit fruit. This fruit is for you. It'll help you refine it later. Consider it a reward for your good behavior. Hongyi and Xiao Baobao watched enviously. Bai Yu excitedly accepted the fruit. As for Bai Yu, she was still thinking about the punishment she had longed for, and she couldn't help but wonder, what should I do to experience that strange pleasure again? After sending them away, I also started thinking about how to spend my remaining domain points. I have some free time these days. I'll make some clones for fun. Then I suddenly remembered, an immortal clone costs domain points. I can practically dominate the lower realm with that. Just thinking about it is exciting. You'll do it. System, create an immortal clone for me. My immortal clone, costing domain points, was created. The moment I saw the incredibly powerful clone in front of me, I couldn't wait. Possess, but the moment I connected with the clone, I couldn't handle the overwhelming power and fainted. This feeling is too overwhelming. I'll let the clone take over the perspective. After switching to the clone's perspective, I closed my eyes and focused on controlling it. With the clone, I immediately felt the unique power of an immortal. This is too powerful. I feel like I can destroy 3 worlds with a single punch, but my current punch only has power, not any cool skills. This won't do. I finally get to experience this kind of power. I have to show off a bit. After thinking for a while, I started messing with the system. You'll learn a couple of techniques. Even if the clone dies, the main body can still get domain points. The only pity is that I don't have any cultivation techniques. Suddenly, I found a function I had previously overlooked. Immortal Will. All realms contain the great Tao and truth. With this, I can combine the techniques I've seen in novels and movies in my previous life with the immortal will. Since the clone is created by the system, it should be able to use the system's functions, right? Whatever, I'll try it. Everyone in the ST century knows this move. After gathering my immortal energy, I confidently performed the move that terrified countless people. Come at me. With a loud boom, a hole was blasted in the outer wall. I actually succeeded, and this loud noise successfully attracted their attention. Seeing that I successfully used the move, I shouted excitedly, System, awesome. Imagenius. Now let me expand my horizons. You can teach me the techniques first. Besides, my techniques are unique in this world. Then he used this to lure them into my invincible domain. And then, I called out to Bauer. Bauer, Master has just comprehended countless secret techniques. 18 dragon subduing palms, 9 white palms, 2018 Bauer was even more excited and shouted. I want to learn. I want to learn. Seeing Bauer wanting to learn everything at once, I reminded her appropriately, don't bite off more than you can chew. This is the first lesson Master will teach you. Master will teach you the solitary 9 swords first. Listen carefully. The essence of the solitary 9 swords. As I explained the technique, golden figures appeared around Bauer. This was also unexpected. I didn't expect Immortal Will to have a projection function. Awesome. Seeing Bauer resonating with the solitary 9 swords after listening to my explanation, I continued, I can't be surpassed by my own disciple. Tong Yi and the others, seeing me teaching Bauer the technique, were envious. It's so great to be Master's disciple. In the upper realm, the fairy was inquiring about the solidified spirit fruit. Then she said to a certain someone, soon it will be the ripening season for the spirit fruit. You'll trade 5-level spirit fruits for a solidified spirit fruit. Do you agree? That person replied with a subtle expression, I don't have any solidified spirit fruit. But I know where there's a spirit tree. The lower realm has what you want. The Holy Martial Immortal Lord recently sent me with his life-bound sword to look for someone. That person is also the owner of the solidified spirit fruit. Hearing about the whereabouts of the spirit fruit, a joyful smile appeared on the Jade Cicada Fairy's face. So, in the next few days, Bao diligently practiced the solitary 9 swords I created, and her strength and realm improved rapidly, until she reached the golden core stage level. But as my eldest disciple, how could she stop there? Soon, tribulation lightning gathered in the sky. Seeing the long-lost tribulation lightning, I looked over with a hint of longing. When I look at the heavenly Tao, the heavenly Tao is also looking at me. But the only difference is that the heavenly Tao was dumbfounded and cursed. Damn it. Why is it this couple again? So today, the heavenly Tao started muttering to itself, I can't beat them anyway. You'll just go through the motions. Bao, who had struck a cool pose and prepared to face the tribulation lightning, seemed to have nothing happen. It just vanished into thin air. Then the system prompted. The host's disciple has broken through to the nascent soul stage. Reward. Domain points. Hearing this ridiculously high amount of domain points, I asked the system, points? Are you kidding me? I only get points for killing an immortal, and Bao gets points for breaking through to the nascent soul stage. To my question, the system had a prepared answer. Host, after you broke through to, the upgrade bonus increased by times. After upgrading to, it increased again. I was even more furious and asked the system, why didn't you tell me earlier? The system simply shifted the blame. You didn't ask. To this manipulative system, I was still wondering how to get so many domain points in a month. Now it seems that taking on disciples and helping them break through quickly is more efficient. My gaze turned to Bai Yu. Maybe I should take Bai Yu as a disciple as well. Bai Yu, sensing my passionate gaze, blushed. Senior Master is looking at me. Could it Bai's going to? Just as I was about to speak those shameful words, the system suddenly interrupted me. Host, after the system update, as long as someone within the invincible domain breaks through, you can obtain domain points, regardless of whether they are your disciple or not. Minor realm breakthroughs give a 1-time bonus, major realm breakthroughs give a 10-time bonus. I was annoyed by the system's interruption. Damn it. Can the bonus be the same? You clearly don't want me to take on more disciples. Get lost. After shooing away the system, Bao excitedly rushed towards me. Master, I've broken through to the nascent soul stage. Although I already knew from the system that Bao had reached the nascent soul stage, I still gave her a thumbs up. As for why, I can only say, the joy of being a father is beyond your imagination. Hongi, seeing my happy expression, said enviously, I'm so envious of Bao. I wonder how much my cultivation will improve if Master gives me an immortal pill. A white light suddenly shot into the temple. Instantly, countless information flooded my mind. Seeing me like this, everyone worriedly came forward. Bai Yu rushed to my side after I recovered and asked anxiously. Hongi, on the other hand, seemed calmer and asked the crucial question, who was that white light? At this moment, I was already furious. I explained to Hongi and the others, that was news from Qingxi about the Changqing sect. I need to go to Lu State personally. Seeing my anxious look, Hongi wanted to go with me. But I rejected her offer and told them to stay in the temple and take care of my main body. Just keep my battery charged. Somewhere in the lower realm, a beam of light from the upper realm opened. Below the beam of light, in a town brightly lit but deserted, stood a figure radiating a red glow. A demon, completely red and surrounded by eerie spiritual energy, was sucking on a human skull. The crimson demon muttered, the cultivators of this entire city finalial refined. Such delicious human cultivator essence. Perfect for replenishing my energy. Ha ha. At his feet was a small mountain made of human skulls. This demon was the green-haired bone demon sent from the upper realm. The demon looked into the distance, seemingly unsatisfied. Next, as long as I kill that immortal Lord's protected disciple and that immortal, Chen Chang'an, within 3 days and return to the upper realm to report, will become a true immortal. I've been waiting for this moment for a long time. Then he stomped his foot, and the entire ground trembled. He rushed towards the great mountains. I'm coming for you, Chen Chang'an. Being captured means becoming fertilizer. Watch me, a hero, perform a great escape. Inside the immortal temple, laughter from Hongi and Bao rang out. Only after I left did they realize that the clone I had been with them these past few days had been living with them. Thinking of this, a bold idea arose in Bao's mind. If Master is controlling the clone and can't take care of his main body, does that mean we can do anything to his main body? And Master won't know. Bai Yu and the others all shared the same thought and quietly approached my main body. Unaware of all this, I, at this moment, encountered a minor accident. I'm so fast, but I don't know how to fly. I was tumbling around in the air. I crashed into the forest. Although it's like this, I've already left the flying immortal mountain. No one should see my current embarrassing state. After jumping down from the tree, I couldn't help but give this clone full marks. Not only is its cultivation perfect, its physique is also perfect. This deserves a 5-star review. Just as I was about to ask for directions to Cloud State, a cat demon girl crashed into the tree beside me at high speed. I hid in the grass and observed this idiot who was even clumsier than me. Soon, a group of figures in green robes arrived. Young lord, stop messing around. Come back with us. It's time for you to fulfill your destiny. Yu Qing clan thinks you're so noble. You think you're so great. It's not like you're the one marrying that old donkey. Stop talking nonsense. Hiding in the bushes, I was shocked by these information-rich words. The tastes of people these days are so unique. The cat demon girl suddenly pounced on the group. Taste my cat claws. But each of the green-robed men was at the peak of the golden core stage. The cat demon girl, only at golden core stage level, was no match for them. Seeing the cat demon girl being suppressed, I felt a sense of displeasure. This won't do, I have to intervene. This silly girl. This was the perfect opportunity for me to play the hero saving the beauty. After all, I never experienced it in my previous life. I wouldn't miss this chance. Moreover, I just happened to need a guide. Just as the cat demon girl was about to be subdued, I activated my ultimate skill, Flash Step, transformed into a golden light, and charged towards those green-robed men. My intervention was merely to scare them off. I had no intention of killing them. At this critical moment, I made a handsome entrance and shouted the classic line, "Let go of that girl. You'll take her." What a show-off. This cat demon girl is quite ambitious, trying to climb the social ladder by becoming my wife. Seeing a handsome guy like me suddenly intervene, the Qing clan members warned me, "Human, I advise you to mind your own business, or you'll regret it." The others also nodded in agreement. Seeing these small fries so lacking in judgment, I decided to let them experience my conqueror's haki. Let you know that I'm no longer the soft persimmon you can bully. Just as I was thinking about how to show off, the cat demon girl suddenly pounced on me and hugged my leg. Her actions were so practiced that it was heartwarming. Seeing this clingy cat demon girl, I felt a bit disgusted. She's good at this. Seeing that I remained silent, the cat demon girl took the initiative, grabbing my sleeve and leaning against me, batting her big, charming eyes at me. This sudden attack caught me off guard. My brain couldn't keep up with the current situation. Just like that, she's offering herself. Even porn stars aren't this straightforward. As for those green-robed young masters, their eyes had already changed. But despite that, they still warned me, telling me that the powerful figure behind them wasn't someone I could afford to offend. Hearing this, I immediately became unhappy. Not to mention this cat demon girl is still kneeling at my feet, but even as a man, my dignity doesn't allow me to back down. Seeing my heroic aura, those green-robed men didn't waste any words and ran away, shouting, "You'll be back." The cat demon girl, seeing the annoying people leave, praised her own resourcefulness. "I'm so smart. As long as I follow this golden thigh, you'll be safe." Seeing this cat demon girl getting bolder, I pushed her away. "Get lost. I'm not interested in keeping a cat." The cat demon girl, seeing my lack of interest, became anxious. Meow, was saved by you. I'm your cat in life and in death. I'm also your wife. How about that?" I was speechless at the cat demon girl's illogical leap in thinking. She's treating me like a fool. Seeing my silence, the cat demon girl cried even harder. Seeing Meow's pitiful appearance, and recalling how the old man brought me here, by tearing through the void, I do need a guide. So I said to Meow, "It's not impossible to take you with me, but you need to satisfy my..." I kicked her away from me, and said, "Let's go. If we keep dawdling, we'll have to spend the night in the mountains." Meow rejoiced, but couldn't help but think, did I just escape the wolf's den and enter the tiger's lair? Just as we took off, Meow's personal belongings fell to the ground. A hand picked it up, making a clinking sound, and the owner of this hand was the donkey Meow mentioned. The donkey's eyes were filled with killing intent. He gritted his teeth and said, "Meow, I finally found you. You can't escape." Diagram of the donkey cultivator technique. After gliding for a while, I arrived at Ghost Province with Meow. Meow said flatteringly, "Welcome to Ghost Province." Annoyed by the girl's clingy voice, I said, "Just call me Chang'an." Looking at the bustling town, filled with the cries of vendors, I felt my mood improve. If I were to cover this place with my domain, I would probably need tens of millions of domain points. As for the girl behind me, she had somehow bought a bunch of random things. A vendor, seeing the approaching man, shouted, "Come one, come all. We support facial recognition payment." Hearing the vendor's words, I was stunned. Payment in the cultivation world is this advanced. Just as I was marveling at the advanced thinking of this world, the man in front of me suddenly vomited blood towards the sky. This bizarre action once again refreshed my understanding of the world. Seeing the man's dramatic performance, I quickly dodged. This guy is a professional scammer. Seeing this, Miao suddenly remembered something and quickly explained to me, Chang'an, can you lower your cultivation level a bit? High-level cultivators unconsciously exude a powerful aura, which is fatal to low-level cultivators. He was suppressed by your aura. Hearing this, I quickly suppressed my cultivation to the golden core stage. After all, I usually encounter nascent soul, immortal, and such high-level experts. I forgot that low-level cultivators are the majority. After I adjusted my cultivation, the man on the ground suddenly jumped up and ran away, shouting, I've seen a ghost. This world is too scary, so, I'm exposed now. Miao turned to me and asked, where to next? I can guide you anywhere. Seeing this girl's eager please look, I casually said, take me for a stroll around the city first. The girl readily agreed. I've been trapped in Ghost Province for over 100 years. I know this place like the back of my hand. I also became curious about this girl. Those people called her Young Lord. It seems her background isn't simple. Maybe she can help me get to Cloud State. Thinking of this, I asked curiously, why were your people chasing you? This girl was quite honest and told me everything. The reason was that she didn't want to marry an old donkey and ran away. After she finished, this girl felt that she wasn't miserable enough and started crying dramatically, telling a sob story. During the process, she would sneak glances at me, thinking smugly, Senior must be feeling sympathy for me now. Come on, protect this delicate flower. Seeing this girl's 800 different expressions, I thought, should I just abandon her? What a handful. And I asked casually, aren't you afraid your fiancé will catch up? After all, based on my years of reading web novels, isn't this the classic you run, he chases, they are tired in the end trope? Following the normal plot development, he should be here soon. Hearing that the donkey would come, the girl clung to me in fear. Here's a Buddha's son at the void refining stage. He can't normally leave his secluded cultivation. Besides, I have a treasure. I'll give myself to you. We're practically married. You won't just stand by and watch your wife die, right? Sensing this girl's shamelessness, I became even more impatient. Just then, a sudden, bolts of lightning struck down from the sky, hitting the grass beside us. Reincarnated large-scale harvest. A kick breaks the sky. Subdue with a single thought. I was unfazed by the scene before me. This should be the normal progression of a cliché plot. Then, 18 shirtless monks appeared, striking cool and charming poses. The one in the center should be the donkey Miao mentioned. The donkey, with a mark on his forehead, looked at the cat demon girl and greeted her with an air of superiority. His every word and action revealed his possessiveness. The cat demon girl immediately hid behind me, thinking, these people are the 18 Arhats, known for their ruthlessness. It's said that when they fight together, they can even rival a soul transformation expert. Senior is so young, no matter how strong he is, has only at the nascent soul stage. The donkey, a narrow-minded person, thought, he'll find a way for Senior to escape later. As for me, I was also stunned by these strange guys. The donkey then began lecturing the cat demon girl, asking her to behave and return with him. The surrounding onlookers sensed the drama and gathered closer. Before the cat demon girl could react, the donkey threatened, your father is waiting for me at Floating Heaven Temple. Do you not want to see him anymore? Having personally experienced such a cliché plot, I couldn't help but feel speechless. These days, even donkeys have daddy issues. After some internal struggle, the cat demon girl finally compromised. Using my life as leverage, she prepared to return with the donkey. Although I'm going back now, as the saying goes, where there's life, there's hope. I can escape the first time, I can definitely escape the second time. Just then, the system suddenly came online. Detected reincarnated son of destiny. Shu am I for. Finally, all information about this donkey, including his background, appeared before me. Seeing that the donkey's purpose in marrying the cat demon girl was actually to seize her destiny and break through to the next realm, I immediately became unhappy. Although I'm not a good person, I can't just stand by and watch. No matter what, I pulled the departing cat demon girl into my arms and said to the donkey, sorry, she's mine now. I refused to hand her over. The surrounding crowd immediately started talking. This guy is bold. That's a nascent soul expert. He'll give you a thumbs up. The donkey was instantly enraged. A mere child. You have no right to speak here. The cat demon girl, seeing my suicidal actions, said anxiously, Senior, please don't be impulsive. Those 19 people are all at the peak of the nascent soul stage. They can even combine their powers to rival a soul transformation expert. Why provoke them? Seeing the cat demon girl's anxious look, I said confidently, so what? In my eyes, they are just a bunch of weaklings. My words instantly caused the surrounding onlookers to burst into laughter. These days, even chi refining cultivators are so arrogant. The donkey, seeing my confident demeanor, decided to test my strength and send me to my death. The surrounding 18 Arhats also became restless, a violent aura emanating from them. As the donkey gave the order, the 18 Arhats, like clockwork, struck various strange poses and charged towards me. Looking at their naive appearance, I smiled faintly. Do these guys not know that experts always keep a low profile? I gently stomped on the ground. Innate heavenly spiritual body. One kick breaks the sky. In an instant, those seemingly invincible 18 Arhats turned into domain points and entered my account. The crowd, seeing this earth-shattering scene, started to doubt their lives. What kind of monster is this guy? Seeing everyone's stunned expressions, I struck a rapper pose. Yo, check it, is that all? The cat demon girl was completely captivated by my handsome and powerful appearance, drooling all over the place. The surrounding onlookers no longer mocked me and started chanting. Don't mess with him. The dumbfounded donkey was also half dead from my kick. I still have a treasure. Even if he's an immortal, I can still. The donkey, seeing that I wasn't dodging, thought, I've won. This is a treasure that can even suppress demons and monsters. I don't believe you can withstand it. He quickly activated the treasure. The next moment, I casually caught the treasure and showed it off in front of the donkey. Not bad, this treasure. Donkey, you really surprised me. Then, without a word, I crushed the treasure in my hand. The donkey almost fainted on the spot, but the donkey wouldn't give up so easily. He manifested a Dharma idol and was about to fight me to the death. Seeing the donkey's desperate struggle, I became excited. Donkey, you're playing with fire in front of me. Today, I'll teach you a lesson. A golden dragon suddenly manifested from my hand and soared into the sky. Cultivators in the distance, seeing this scene, were stunned. Could it be a true dragon descending? Then the donkey vanished amidst my dazzling special effects. To slap or not to slap, that is the question. After I finished off the old donkey, the system prompt came. Congratulations to the host for slaying the reincarnated son of destiny. Obtained a hidden treasure chest and domain points. Wow, a hidden treasure chest. The reincarnated son of destiny is special to the system, huh? How many domain points do I have now? Seeing that I had nearly domain points, this was much faster than waiting for monsters to come knocking. It seems that I've discovered a new way to gain domain points during my trip. As expected of me, it's just a pity the clone can't open treasure chests. You'll switch back to the main body later and see what I can get from the hidden treasure chest. So I said to our meow behind me, I've solved your biggest problem. Now, can you do me a favor? The cat demon girl immediately agreed, afraid of missing out on this opportunity to repay her kindness. So I pointed to the airship in the sky and told Meow to help me board it. Then I continued, besides being related to the Changsheng sect, the news I received this time also mentioned that the old man is being hunted by the three great sects of Cloud State. Although I don't know what that old man did in Cloud State, his situation doesn't look good. I need to get to Cloud State quickly. As for the cat demon girl, she already treated me as her true master, clinging to me constantly. The scene changes to a mansion. In broad daylight, indecent sounds came from inside. Is this the degeneration of morality or the distortion of human nature? And only Bao was left outside, listening to the ambiguous sounds coming from inside. After a while of intense activity, Bai Yu and Hongi walked out of the room, their faces flushed, as if they had just emerged from water. They kept murmuring, Master is so amazing. Bao, seeing their appearance, said enviously, it's my turn next, right? You can fight me for it. After a few hours, Hongi, seeing Bao's innocent look, added, I won't fight you. We can do it together. As long as we finish before Master returns. Just as Bao was about to argue, a sudden powerful aura pressed down. Sensing this formidable aura, Hongi and the others looked towards the direction it came from. The newcomer was back at the 9 sects. Lin Qingshan also sensed this terrifying aura. It seems the upper realm has sent someone down again. This time, their target is probably Senior. The other elders also expressed their willingness to stand with Senior. Lin Qingshan, seeing his sect members' loyalty, immediately ordered the elders of the 9 sects, go and assist Senior. Ningsu, the Demon King, also looked at the terrifying newcomer, another immortal from the upper realm. Do they really think there's no one in the lower realm? Then he said to the nervous clansman behind him, don't panic. This immortal is here for Senior. Now that our clan has pledged allegiance to Senior, we naturally have to stand by him. This immortal is far more powerful than the previous 12, even stronger than Senior. But we can't just watch Senior fight alone. Those who are willing to help Senior, follow me. Along the way, nothing happened. Just as the green-haired bone demon was about to attack Bai Yu, he suddenly sensed something was wrong. How can it be so easy? These weaklings usually run away when they see me. Why are they so calm today? Could it be a trap? Is this Chen Chang'an's trick? The green-haired bone demon instantly connected the dots. He's trying to lure me into a trap and kill me. Fortunately, I was cautious. Otherwise, I would be dead now. Then he shouted at everyone, I know Chen Chang'an is here. Bring him out. Otherwise, he'll show you what a three mouths one furnace is. Before Ning-Su and the others could respond, Bai Yu was the first to speak. Don't go. Our Sky Demon Fox clan has pledged allegiance to Senior. I would rather die than betray Senior. Hongyi, seeing her good friend about to sacrifice herself, was also ready to fight. But Ning-Su stopped her. Don't be impulsive. Let me go, Ning-Su said with a look of resignation. Master, I am at the peak of the nascent soul stage, and my spiritual power is pure. If you want to eat someone, don't eat her. This mere foundation establishment cultivator. Hearing this, the green-haired bone demon sneered. Do you think him a fool? I've seen through your tricks. Since Chen Chang'an won't come out, he'll eat this little girl. Ning-Su, seeing his clansman about to be eaten, immediately rushed forward, seemingly pushing Xiao Baobao towards the green-haired bone demon. Meanwhile, in Ghost Province, I received an urgent message in my mind. Detected that a follower bound to the host's life is in mortal danger. Detected that the host's life is threatened. At this moment, the green-haired bone demon's mouth was wide open, about to devour Bai Yu. But Bai Yu no longer had any fear in her eyes. She was determined to die with him. Just then, my fist, filled with rage, landed on the green-haired bone demon, saving Bai Yu. My furious aura instantly shook the heavens and earth, blasting the green-haired bone demon, along with my floor tiles, into smithereens. Ning-Su, seeing my figure, burst into tears. The current me, in his eyes, was like a shining beacon of hope. As for Bai Yu, who had sacrificed herself for me, I naturally wouldn't let her be harmed. The moment I sent the green-haired bone demon flying, I embraced her. Seeing that I had actually appeared, Bai Yu lost her composure, and tears streamed down her face. Seeing the girl cry for me, I comforted her softly. Don't be afraid, you'll be safe now. Sleep well, and when you wake up, everything will be over. Then I turned to the people who came to help. Thank you for your hard work. As for that bastard, leave him to me. Have you ever seen an immortal being force-fed pills to death? The green-haired bone demon had returned from hell. Seeing me finally appear, the green-haired bone demon was overjoyed, as if he had finally gotten his wish. Just as his attack was about to land on me, I flashed behind him and grabbed his neck. It's showtime. Let me give you a good massage. The first step was a relaxing full-body massage. I slammed him repeatedly on my floor tiles, ensuring every muscle in his body was thoroughly tenderized. The green-haired bone demon was so immersed in my personalized service that he couldn't help but moan deeply. After a while, the green-haired bone demon's hair couldn't take it anymore and fell out under my expert care. This, however, gave the green-haired bone demon a breather, creating an opportunity for the next course. Afterward, the green-haired bone demon even roared in delight, praising my unique technique and giving my personalized service a 5-star rating. And in order to live up to this customer's sincere praise, I couldn't wait to start the next course. The second step is extremely important. I repeatedly and continuously punched him, further tenderizing the already relaxed muscles. The green-haired bone demon, feeling my relentless beating, gave me a high rating in his mind. Even the strongest of the immortal lords are only on par with the immortal kings of the upper realm. I'm one of the strongest, yet I'm completely defenseless against him. Just as the green-haired bone demon finally regained his composure and was searching for an opening to counterattack, his seemingly indestructible bone-devouring chain shattered under my final punch. The green-haired bone demon finally couldn't maintain his composure and turned to flee. But as a professional chef, how could I let the ingredients escape from under my nose? After my final punch, I finally stopped. The dish is ready. Ning-Su, witnessing this lively cooking scene, couldn't help but swallow his saliva. That's so brutal, but I didn't have time to think about that because I was one step away from completing the dish. Then, using my unique culinary technique, I transformed the surrounding grass into pills that I continuously fed to the green-haired bone demon. The green-haired bone demon, in his millennia of existence, had never tasted such a wonderful sensation. It's like eating top-grade pills as meals. I was still wondering how to quickly gain a large amount of domain points. I didn't expect this idiot to come and deliver himself to me. It seems the forcefully increasing cultivation skill is still on cooldown. Just in time to try it out. The forcibly increased cultivation, does the system acknowledge it or not? Ning-Su, the Demon King, witnessed this scene and was dumbfounded. Is increasing the demon's cultivation? The green-haired bone demon, currently being empowered, still hadn't realized he had become my meal and naively thought he could still turn the tables. Soon, my cultivation will. A muffled thunderous sound came from the sky. The heavenly Tao, upon seeing me again, no longer bothered with pleasantries and chose to ignore us. Hongyi and the others also realized that I was increasing the demon's cultivation. Now that the green-haired bone demon's power was rapidly increasing, he finally felt despair. It seemed he hadn't expected someone like me to exist. Seeing his increasingly large belly and his uncontrollably rising cultivation, if I don't break through soon, I'm finished. I naturally noticed the green-haired bone demon's state. Reaching the limit so soon. Immortals are nothing special, and the tribulation lightning didn't wait for anyone and struck down towards me, but when it hit me, it felt like a tickle. Seeing the half-hearted tribulation lightning strike and then disappear, I felt a bit disappointed. Damn it, that's an immortal tribulation. It's just going through the motions. I lost interest. Forget it, forget it. Then I punched the about to explode green-haired bone demon. The green-haired bone demon turned into a bloody mist under my casual punch, and a message popped up in my mind. Congratulations to the host for slaying a level celestial immortal. Obtained an explosive amount of domain points. Damn. Killing trash like this actually gives this much. Start. Upgrade the system. Power, as the strongest immortal in the lower realm, was crushed by me without any resistance. And this scene shocked Ningsu and the others. Even the elders who came with Ningsu were mesmerized. I also took out a large handful of pills for them to enjoy. Don't ask why, just know that it's a preemptive measure. After taking the high-quality pills, the injuries they suffered were all healed, and some even showed signs of a breakthrough. Seeing that the pills had achieved the desired effect, I also breathed a sigh of relief. Fortunately, nothing went wrong, but constantly being on the defensive isn't a solution. These upper realm immortals can descend at any time. It's all because my domain is too small. If it were larger, I need more domain points. But currently, I only have. If I use the Flying Immortal Mountain as a cultivation ground and invite cultivators from the Great Mountains to cultivate here, wouldn't I gain endless domain points? But if I rashly invite them, those cultivators definitely won't come. So I have to first get the 9 sects and the Sky Demon Fox clan to join as promoters. The 9 sects can definitely be trusted, but Ningsu only submitted out of fear. I'm not sure if he's truly. Besides, his status and influence in the Great Mountains are considerable. With him, conquering the Great Mountains will be much easier. So that's why I used the Crisis of the Immortals descending. To test his loyalty. But the Sky Demon Fox clan didn't disappoint me, although I almost caused the annihilation of the entire clan. But none of that matters now. I finally came back. I have to open the hidden treasure chest I've been looking forward to. Seeing the dazzling light and cool special effects from the treasure chest, I shouted excitedly. However, what appeared in the treasure chest was domain points. This almost made me faint on the spot. Damn system. You made me wait so long for nothing. Liar. Refund. But then I realized, so you can get domain points from treasure chests. Interesting indeed. Then I immediately used domain points to expand my domain by meters. Thus, my domain expanded to meters and successfully covered the entire Flying Immortal Mountain. The system prompt came. Host has become the master of the Flying Immortal Mountain. Obtained the key to the mythical secret realm. Looking at this unique little item, I was completely confused. Why does the system always give me these non-human things? As if hearing my thoughts, the system immediately asked. Don't you want to upgrade too? Hearing this, I stopped complaining and quickly said, yes, yes, yes. I must upgrade. After deducting domain points, the system successfully upgraded too, and I received a cosmic superpower activation code. Seeing this silly skill, I was dumbfounded. What kind of anti-human creation is this? Cultivation world. In being treated as a prize. After dealing with everything, I immediately performed my specialty. Passionate speeches. After my impassioned speech, the 9 sects and the Sky Demon Fox clan were completely convinced and moved to the Flying Immortal Mountain, but just having them move in wasn't enough. I also had them help me recruit other sects or clans. As long as they are not evil, bring them all to the Flying Immortal Mountain. And my fangirls had already moved in, treating me as a god. As for me, I was comfortably lying on a chair, watching the domain points in my account increase rapidly. This feeling of effortlessly gaining domain points. Please give me more. Let me be a landlord collecting rent, but the matters here are settled. I'll switch back to my clone and see how things are going. Just as I left, the people who were hiding and drinking secretly started plotting again. It seems we can continue to cause trouble. When I woke up in my clone's body, what I saw was a pair of long, slender legs in black stockings. Who can resist this? The beauties in front of me said reluctantly, it's time to send him to the arena as a prize. I'm really reluctant. A prize? Seeing the incomprehensible scene before me, I was bewildered. Wasn't I with the cat demon girl before? Why am I in a different place when I wake up? Those girls looked at the confused me and said, pretty boy, take care of yourself. You'll soon become our Although I don't mind being fought over by girls, this is too sudden. Could it be I was sold by a cat? A paradise-like scene unfolded before my eyes. This huge arena was filled with beautiful young ladies, all eager to fight for their happiness. And I, after experiencing this eye-opening spectacle, was taken to a corner. Besides me, there were 2 other men tied up. The girl in charge instructed us, just stay put, and you'll be fine. If you try anything funny, you'll suffer the consequences. That gigolo, seeing me, immediately shouted, another gigolo. Hearing this, I was instantly displeased and straightened up. Who's a gigolo? I'm very capable, all right. Don't believe me, you can try me. It was senior sister Xianchu who said it. She said you're only at the golden core stage, high failure rate. Now, senior sister has gone to the cloud state battlefield. Abandoning you, my wife actually left me, confined by the Grand Elder. Under these girls gossiping, I finally broke free with great effort. Damn it. These gossipy women. They almost ripped my pants off. And that Elder Xianchu, spreading rumors about my impotence. You'll show her what a man is. Just then, hope appeared before me. A huge airship appeared before my eyes. As expected, seeing is believing. The airships of this continent are truly extraordinary. It looks like it's about to take off. I can't let that little vixen leave me behind. Just as I boarded the ship, a voice came from behind. Why, are you here? It's my wife. Seeing the beauty's face, the anger I had just felt dissipated. I heard you're going to Cloud State. It's a long journey, you need someone to take care of you. Naturally, your husband should accompany you, so, can I go with you? Although that's what I said, if this little vixen doesn't let me go, we'll make a scene. No one can stop me from having fun. Jiang Xianchu immediately said, this trip is very important. All the sects are focusing on preparing for the competition. How can I? But seeing the disciples from other sects all bringing their own servants, she wondered if it would be inappropriate if she didn't bring any. After some internal struggle, Jiang Xianchu finally made up her mind. Fine, come along. But remember to stay close to me at all times. Don't stray too far. Seeing my wife agree, I quickly followed. All right. Hearing my seemingly untrained response, my wife personally corrected me. You should say, yes, my wife. Okay, and I finally embarked on the journey too. At this moment, the Grand Elder was giving a lecture to the many girls below in a room, praising, it seems that Xianchu, who usually avoids men and focuses on cultivation, has finally grown up. I'm happy for you, Jiang Xianchu and the others also echoed, Master has achieved enlightenment. Such a profound understanding of cultivation. The pleasures between men and women. Xuanchu believes it's still too early. I think my husband, the Grand Elder immediately saw through Xuanchu's thoughts. Still shy. Never mind. One day you'll understand the benefits of dual cultivation. Listen carefully. This time, we have the honor of participating in the Tricentennial 9 Provinces Grand Competition in Cloud State. Be on your best behavior. We are the Heavenly Fragrance Sect. The #1 sect in Ghost Province. After hundreds of years, we finally have this opportunity. Whether it's for yourselves or for the sect, this is a... Listening to the Grand Elder's rambling, it felt like a lecture from a school principal. It was so boring that I almost fell asleep. I'm truly an old man. Listen carefully. Along the way, unless it's a life or death situation, I won't intervene. You'll have to handle minor skirmishes yourselves. Remember, I'm only bringing Xianchu. She glanced at me intentionally. If necessary, you can abandon useless baggage. Understood? Seeing the Grand Elder's blatant threat towards me, I smiled inwardly. I'm truly touched. Then the old woman stopped talking and, under the envious gazes of the 2 beauties, couldn't wait to experience the speed of flight. Xianchu, wait for me. Cloud State border, dark grass. Finally, I can do some interesting things with my wife. After setting off, a certain young lady was lying on a male cultivator, enjoying herself, and complained to Jiang Xianchu, the people invited to the 9 Provinces Grand Competition are all at least at the nascent soul stage. You brought a golden core cultivator. Keep an eye on him. Don't let him cause trouble. Exactly. Cloud State is full of experts. Nascent soul and soul transformation experts are everywhere. There are even rumors of Earth immortals. You're really bold. Bringing a mere golden core cultivator, Jiang Xianchu retorted domineeringly, will take care of the person I brought. It's none of your business. I whispered, my wife, I also know those positions. But since there were no outsiders, Jiang Xianchu instructed me, you heard them. Golden core cultivators are nothing in Cloud State. So, when we arrive, you have to stay close to me. Don't cause trouble. Otherwise, I won't be able to protect you. Hearing my wife's warning, I patted my chest and assured her, I understand. I'll stick to you like glue. 3 days later, at the Cloud State border, 2 men were frantically harvesting the geniuses sent from various states to participate in the grand competition. There are too many. We can't kill them all. What is boss planning to do? Then he looked up at the sky. Look. That's the Heavenly Fragrance Sect's airship. New prey. The red-haired underling couldn't wait. Get ready, everyone. Let's capture those girls. Meanwhile, on the airship, my wife had been meditating for 3 whole days, without even closing her eyes. All she did was train and train. She truly lives up to her reputation as a cultivation maniac. She didn't even pay attention to me, her husband. How can I get closer to her? System, use the detection function. Detect Jian Xianchu. After seeing the results, she was level, higher than Hongyi and the others' starting point. But if I want to perfectly complete the random mission, the best way is to improve her cultivation, give her overwhelming power, and increase her chances of standing out in the 9 provinces grand competition. But coincidentally, I just happen to have the Empower All Things and Immortal Will scrolls with me. Just in time to test the scroll version of Empower All Things. Just then, my wife was sent flying by a training puppet and crashed into the wall. Seeing my wife seemingly injured, I immediately went over and whispered into her ear, "My wife, are you tired? Do you want to do something meaningful with your husband?" My suggestive words stunned my wife. Force myself on my wife, but my wife clearly didn't understand what I meant and thought of something else entirely. Blushing, she said, "Two won't do that with you." Hearing my wife's words, I couldn't help but think, I didn't mean that. I do have that intention, but not so directly. This is too fast, but since I've already said it, I could only brace myself and take out "Come, my wife, let me show you a treasure that can improve your skills." Jian Xianchu had never seen such a shameless scene. She was completely stunned, seemingly not expecting me to say such things. As I activated the treasure, a red light shot towards my crotch. Fortunately, my clone's true cultivation is at the Earth Immortal level, so I reacted quickly and dodged. Otherwise, I would have been castrated by this little vixen. I just wanted to show you the scroll. These 2 scrolls can improve your aptitude. Hearing my explanation, Xianchu finally opened her eyes and looked carefully. I thought you wanted that. The scrolls I know only have attack, defense, and auxiliary types. As for aptitude-enhancing scrolls, only heaven-grade scrolls can do that. Hearing my wife's summary, I immediately said, "That's right. That's exactly what I mean. These 2 scrolls are inherited from my sect, and can improve aptitude and cultivation." Everyone who has used them, but Xianchu clearly didn't believe me. Heaven-grade scrolls only exist in the upper realm and are only given as rewards by the Immortal Lord. Even if your family has one, they're only at the golden core stage. How could they casually give away such a precious scroll? Besides, just relying on a scroll to improve cultivation. How could such a divine artifact exist in this world? Just as Xianchu was about to continue her cultivation, I couldn't hold back any longer and slapped the scroll onto her face. Sometimes, violence is the answer. Instantly, an extremely pure life essence emanated from the scroll. Sensing this wondrous change, Xianchu was also, and I explained, "You're my wife now. We're one. Your strength is essential for your safety in Cloud State. Why are we still talking about this? Quickly absorb the life essence. Don't waste time." Xianchu was clearly not a fool. After a brief silence, she sat down cross-legged and carefully sensed this powerful energy. Such pure energy. The moment it entered my body, it healed all my hidden injuries, even my meridians were strengthened. Not only that, but all the blocked meridians in my body were also opened. My stagnant cultivation has finally loosened. My spiritual energy absorption rate is also increasing. This is too amazing. Looking at my wife rapidly improving, this is the wife I chose. She's much stronger than Bauer and the others. She doesn't even need my help and can absorb the life essence automatically, but this scroll version of Empower All Things seems to be a one-time use. It didn't even trigger any tribulation lightning. Could it be that the aptitude boost isn't that significant? As Xuanchu's aura intensified, she successfully advanced to the nascent soul stage level. Xianchu finally breathed a sigh of relief. "Do you have an aptitude stone? Take it out and test it. What's your current aptitude?" So, the color of the stone gradually changed, finally settling on black. Level. Xianchu looked at her aptitude and was stunned. It actually increased. 3 sentences from a master opened the path to immortality. But I wasn't too surprised. After my divine intervention, everything is heaven grade. Could it be that the scroll version of Empower All Things Only has this much effect? Xianchu was even more moved. Such a precious scroll. If she had used it herself, her cultivation would have improved tremendously. But he didn't use it himself, instead, giving it to me. I'll protect you with my life from now on. Also, about what happened in the training hall, I was too impulsive and harmed you. Should I explain it to them? It's fine. But if you don't give Mez anything in return, I won't. Do you think I'm strange? Xianchu lowered her head. Seeing my wife's appearance, I was stunned. I didn't expect this little vixen to have such a cute side. Your strangeness is what I love the most. Before I could finish my cheesy pickup line, a sudden commotion from the airship startled me. A monstrous creature was trying to devour the airship. What's going on? What's happening? Xianchu was also startled and immediately pushed me away. Let's go and take a look. Outside the cabin, the World Extinction Sect's attack had already begun. Who are you? How dare you attack our airship? Both sects engaged in a fierce battle. The villainous figures in the sky shouted excitedly, this sect actually has so many beauties. Ha ha. I love beautiful women. The lustful figure at the front shouted, you bastards. Incoming, a chaotic battle between humans and demons began in the sky. My wife naturally joined the fray, but those demon bastards outside kept pouring in. What's going on? Xianchu was also a bit flustered. She immediately grabbed my arm. What are you doing? You. Before she could finish, I was suddenly pulled into a warm embrace. So soft. It feels so good. What's going on? What's happening outside? Xianchu was also startled by this sudden turn of events and immediately pushed me away, but upon seeing what was happening outside, she couldn't help but frown. Fachi Changsheng sect symbol. Why are they attacking us? Both sects continued fighting fiercely. I didn't understand before, but now it seems Xianchu said, those people who attacked Heavenly Fragrance sect's airship are from the Changsheng sect. But their aura seems a bit off. No matter what, they are evil cultivators. I need to report this to Master. Detected a strong evil aura. The host's current location. I instantly noticed their little trick. That guy just happened to cough up blood, revealing his location. It's too obvious. Not to mention the exaggerated wounds, but even the timing of coughing up blood is so perfectly timed. Could it baits a trap? So I immediately used the tracking function and followed the aura. Let's see if I can find their base. Maybe there are hidden rewards. So began my tracking journey. I also discovered their base. One of them happened to be taking a piss. It was truly a godsend. While this little guy was still relieving himself, I went up and stole his green origin technique from this evil cultivator. Obtained domain points. Then I pretended to be the little guy and blended in. Boss, I'm done peeing. Now, the little brother kindly explained to me, because we have boss sent, those pesky righteous cultivators won't dare approach us. We can just enjoy ourselves. As expected of us. Dealing with those nascent soul and soul transformation cultivators is a piece of cake. As for ascending, it's even easier. We just need to show up, and the quota is ours. I was reminded, I said. Why are you bleeding again? He didn't notice. Really? Oh well, never mind. I'm not going to pretend anymore. I just want to toy with everyone's fate. I casually cast a healing spell on him. This trip is truly a personalized experience. Congratulations to the host for disrupting the evil cultivator's plan and preventing them from merging with the righteous path. Obtained a temporary reward. Domain points. Back in the dilapidated temple, that giant aircraft was being pushed back and forth by the demons. My babies, behave yourselves. Treat me gently. I'm fragile. In this world of wolves and tigers, Xianchu seemed so weak and helpless. She immediately returned to the room and sought comfort in my embrace. The next romantic scene, watch and learn. First, I gave her a warm hug. Then, I pulled her into the room. Then I asked the classic question, you ready? My wife was instantly flustered. Dodo, I have to take it off. It's my first time. Then she nodded resolutely. My wife actually wants to undress for me. Cloud state. Growth through trade. Hearing my firm tone, my wife obediently took off her clothes, revealing her breasts. Be gentle. Seeing the beautiful scenery before me, my eyes couldn't help but wander. Wait. I meant take off your outer robe so it's easier, Thomas Sage you. Not for you to take everything off. Hearing my true intentions, my wife blushed and angrily threw me out and slammed the door shut. Why did she suddenly get angry? She was clearly about to undress for me just now. Women are so unpredictable. 7 days later, the airship I was on finally arrived in Cloud State. Looking at the bustling scene before me, we finally arrived. This trip was truly tiring. A welcoming voice echoed, "Welcome, fellow cultivators, to the most prosperous city in the 9 provinces, Cloud City. For the next 5 days, the 9 provinces grand competition will be held here. The Cloud State Lord has prepared fine wine and delicacies for all of you. Enjoy yourselves. The tricentennial cultivator competition will be presided over by the 9 state lords, ensuring fairness and justice. And there's good news. We've successfully invited a mysterious senior from the Flying Immortal Mountain. Could the senior mentioned in the broadcast be us? Or is it Ningxu's doing?" Then a massive airship slowly descended. "Cloud State Lord, could this be our Meow's father? This little girl really does have a powerful background. Seeing the familiar cat ears on the majestic figure, it must be our Meow's father." As our Meow's father arrived, the Ghost State Lord also arrived fashionably late. Unexpectedly, it was a beautiful woman, and everyone's anticipation was just beginning. Have all the 9 provinces state lords arrived? We're just waiting for the senior from the Flying Immortal Mountain. It's said that this senior has extraordinary cultivation, refined aura, and an otherworldly demeanor. At first glance, one can tell he's an enlightened expert. A voice from the crowd shouted, "Look! There's someone in the sky." A figure with an extremely pretentious aura slowly descended amidst a shower of flower petals. A clear voice echoed, "The invincible Chen Chang'an has arrived." The fangirls who had been waiting were already ecstatic. It's really Senior. Senior is so handsome. I want to have his babies. Just as he landed, a group of fangirls surrounded the imposter. "Senior, Senior. Are you really an Earth Immortal? Senior, you married?" And I, the real Chen Chang'an, was squeezed to the side, feeling wronged. To my surprise, this guy actually put on a convincing act, almost fooling even me. And those fangirls were completely captivated by this imposter's performance. The imposter thought smugly, "It seems the real one isn't here. It's all thanks to me killing those people along the way and snatching their invitations. Now I can rightfully proceed with my plan. Under the influence of my bone shrinking technique, love will turn into obsession, admiration will turn into faith, and they will even worship me as a god. After all, I've never failed at pretending. This time, you'll definitely make a fortune. As for those who are deceived, what does it have to do with me? It's the Chen Chang'an from the Flying Immortal Mountain who's deceiving them, not me. Watch how I make a killing. Reduced to ashes. Detected a top expert. Then all the information about this imposter appeared in my mind. Detected that the host's reputation might be affected. Random mission will be affected. Deducting domain points as compensation for the damage to the system. What the hell? Someone's impersonating me and you're deducting my domain points. Do you know how much this hurts me? The imposter, realizing his fame wasn't widespread enough, immediately used a powerful technique. Grand Dharma Idol technique. He declared, "This is just a small gift for everyone." This action made the fangirls even more obsessed. Even the female disciples of the Heavenly Fragrance sect were completely infatuated and rushed towards the imposter. And my wife asked curiously, "That senior from the Flying Immortal Mountain his aura?" Bao also rushed forward. He slayed 12 immortals. His legend is known throughout the 9 provinces. Even 3-year-olds know about him. It's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to meet him. But as my wife, she wasn't affected by external influences. I think my husband, Chang'an, is better than. Just then, something shocking happened. I kicked the imposter. "Chen Xiuran, you brat. Instead of thinking of a way to repay me, you're out here showing off. You're courting death." The female disciples of Heavenly Fragrance sect were dumbfounded. That golden core brat dared to attack Senior. He's dead. My wife was instantly stunned, seemingly unable to see tomorrow's sun. But the quick-witted me immediately bowed and apologized. "Oh, I'm so sorry. I mistook you for someone else. I mistook you for my good friend. You look so much like him." Seeing that it wasn't the right time to expose him, I could only apologize. "Is that so?" It's okay. I didn't hurt you, did I? Little brother, I'm sorry. Big brother, I'm really sorry. You'll be more careful next time. This imposter is playing dumb. He'll teach you a lesson later." The imposter, with his fangirls, quickly left the scene, as if afraid of being kicked again by me. The imposter was already furious. "Little bastard, he'll let you off this time. After the 9 provinces grand competition, he'll definitely make you pay." But on the surface, he remained calm and collected, but my attack didn't stop. I slapped him again. "How dare you flirt with girls behind my back? I'll beat you to death." My fangirls, seeing me slap him again, were all dumbfounded. Hes not Xuanxiu. Hes Chen Chang'an, and I immediately snapped back to reality. You senior, I'm sorry. I've admired you for a long time. I've heard so much about you, Senior Chen Chang'an. A man of great virtue, with a benevolent heart, and a paragon of the people. A great figure like you wouldn't mind a little fan like me, right? Although I apologized profusely, it really hurt, the imposter said through gritted teeth. Next time, be more careful. Thank you for your generosity, Senior. If it weren't for Senior's magnanimity, we would have the imposter's acting was impeccable. It's not Chen Chang'an who's generous. It's me. If it weren't for Chen Chang'an's reputation, you'd be dead. Little brat, you made me lose face. He'll definitely make you pay for this. And I was unlucky this time. I was beaten up by Bauer. My whole body was sore. Just then, a young lady opened the window. I heard there's a. What appeared before her shocked her. Outside the window was a naked, handsome man tied up against the wall. The imposter felt a chill down his spine upon realizing his current predicament and hurriedly covered his crotch, but this imposter was quite experienced. He calmly activated a divine artifact, and put on a composed look. Don't worry, miss. Cultivators often cultivate naked. This is my cultivation technique. Don't worry, don't tell anyone. The young lady was taken aback by the imposter's explanation. Could it really be some kind of cultivation technique? Does cultivating naked really increase cultivation speed? Although she was hesitant outside, the imposter was furious when he returned to his room. My spiritual energy. My treasures. My pills. Damn it. You'll definitely tear that little thief into 10,000 pieces, but he quickly calmed down. It seems I can't let him go now. I have to use Chen Chang'an's identity to scam a few more fools. As for that little thief, you'll make him pay. This guy is really troublesome. I guess those girls at home miss me. You'll switch back to my main body after the 9 provinces grand competition. Just as I was about to return to the temple, the 2 figures below caught my attention. That's my wife. And there's also, could it be him being cheated on? That little bastard was actually flirting with my wife, making advances towards her several times. I have to look handsome, little bastard. That man who's trying to steal my wife. He's threatening my wife now. Xianchu, considering our family's long-standing friendship and mutual understanding. Why don't you marry into the Jiang family and become my wife? My wife didn't hesitate and slapped the little bastard's dirty hand away. Dream on, you bastard. When your family was attacked by demon cultivators, I helped you escape time and time again. Countless elders of my clan died for you. Now, not only are you ungrateful, but you're also trying to take advantage of my misfortune and harm my clan. You and your Jiang family are a bunch of ungrateful bastards. I was able to stop myself from interrupting. Seeing this, I also calmed down. It seems this little bastard is the source of my wife's tragedy in the story. The little bastard, seeing that my wife wouldn't budge, directly revealed his evil intentions. You're just a useless pawn. What's the point of giving you the position of clan leader? You'll just be swallowed by others. It's better to just. I interrupted him. Considering you have some looks, it'll give you a chance to become famous. In doing this for your own good, giving you a family. Don't worry. After you join the Jiang family, we'll take good care of. My wife couldn't tolerate this little bastard's wandering hands any longer and was about to attack, but I intervened even faster. Hey, you little brat. How dare you flirt with my wife repeatedly? Do you think I'm blind? Unexpectedly, this little bastard, even when facing death, still dared to talk back. Who dares to disturb your grandpa Aotian? I also decided to do a good deed. I punched the little bastard in the face. Stealing my wife. You're courting death. My wife also noticed me, and immediately reprimanded me. What are you doing? Hearing my wife call me husband for the first time, I instantly felt a surge of excitement. Wife, don't worry, your husband is here. Hey, little bastard. I heard you're quite the fighter. Stop pretending, but your body is too weak. I just gently kicked you, and you flew away. Wife, the little bastard, hearing my mocking words, immediately charged at me. You damn brat, he'll kill you. Seeing this, my wife immediately stood in front of me and blocked the attack from this impatient young master. Seeing my wife protecting me, the little bastard stopped. So you have a pretty boy to protect you. No wonder you rejected my kindness. Just you wait. At the cultivator competition, he'll make you pay. My wife was even more furious. Threatening my husband is the same as threatening my Jiang family. You'll remember what you did to my husband today. One day, she then pulled me away. I looked at the little bastard provocatively. A man with a wife is a treasure. A little bastard without a wife is just walking dead. Bye-bye, and the little bastard was completely dumbfounded by my words. This guy has slept with so many women, yet he's still a virgin. He secretly vowed to send me to the cultivator competition and let me be ravaged. But the next moment, a flame ignited on the little bastard's shoulder. In an instant, it engulfed his entire body. The little bastard screamed in despair. Seeing the little bastard burning, I said casually, "It seems the heavens are on my side." The mark that killed the 12 immortals before reappeared. It seems. System prompt. Congratulations to the host for killing a core character in the cheesy novel world and completely changing Jiang Xuanchu's fate. Obtained a system reward. Domain points. The cultivator competition officially begins. Witness a new era. Gonji's story makes his debut. This damned cauldron is actually absorbing the energy of countless cultivator souls. It's been so long, and they've only given me this much. Truly, a bunch of useless trash. The woman in red beside him also said, "I told you, those in the lower realm are useless. We should just kill them all." Xianchu obtained that item in advance. The treasure in her hand was a token that could command souls from the upper realm. She walked towards the stage. As the token activated, the woman in red began chanting. "Descend, ancient warriors from the 8 desolate corners of the world." The soldiers emerging from the ground exuded an unstoppable, killing intent. Filled with the spirit of cloud state. Killing intent soars to the heavens. The woman also shouted domineeringly, "We're here at the 9 provinces grand competition for 3 things. Fairness. Justice. And more fairness." Hearing the resounding cheers from the soldiers below, the woman shouted, "Master. Your subordinate." The voice was filled with power. The next day, the long-awaited cultivator competition officially began. According to the rules, individuals only needed to defeat their opponents within the time limit to advance to the next round. Each cultivator's ranking would be determined by the number of victories. The disciples in the arena were all eager to fight, each one unleashing their strongest techniques. The moment the competition began, both sides clashed. My wife also displayed her dominance, defeating countless opponents. As for Bauer, she relied on her size advantage and used the Taishan crushing technique. The female disciples of Heavenly Fragrance sect became a beautiful sight in the competition. Those little bastards, seeing me, a mere golden core cultivator, couldn't wait to rush towards me. Seeing them charging at me, I gracefully performed a monkey steal, and easily won my first match without revealing my true cultivation or injuring anyone. After throwing a bunch of little bastards out of the arena, angry shouts filled the entire venue. "Chen Tiandong. I'm not finished with you." I remained indifferent to these angry shouts. "Call the police, then." A black-robed figure suddenly grabbed me from behind. I didn't bother turning around, because I had already entrusted my back to my beloved wife. And my wife didn't disappoint me. She effortlessly knocked the little bastard away. "Don't touch my husband. He already has points. He's still competing." As the competition progressed, the defeated cultivators gradually left. My reputation as a golden core cultivator who dominated everyone became a hot topic. That arrogant man shouted, "Lin Changfeng. Where are those 3 immortals from Cloud State? Don't they respect me?" "They are here." Cloud Zhongfeng calmly replied to the arrogant man. As the 3 ancestors arrived, the white-haired old man smiled faintly. This girl's aura has actually surpassed Chen Chang'an. A true earth immortal. Cloud Zhongfeng, seeing the arrival of his sect's elders, immediately went to greet them. Then, the arrogant man started talking about the immortal body and the importance of the immortal body. Meanwhile, I also noticed the cultivators on the stage. There's still someone from the Changsheng sect. I thought they were all gone. Just then, the man on stage shouted, "Wait. All other contestants can participate in the next draw, but that golden core brat can't. Don't ask why. I just